There we are. Good lord, that was weird. Hello, viewers. Welcome to the Story Told. I'm your host Logan, and before I pass it off to our amazing Atlas and AKA GM Just John, we are proud members of the D20 Radio Network, as well as being partnered with Fool's Moon Entertainment. Enter the code Story Told 10 into your order to receive 10% off. And with that, John, take it away.
Hi, just Jarn here, Jarn for short. I am a GM. You can find me on a lot of social medias. Apparently, wasn't that wasn't true just a little while ago. So this is all like amazing to me. But aside from that, yes, I'm gonna be portraying the Atlas, the person who's gonna be setting up, the world, the setting, kind of guiding the players as they're telling their story. But again, mine is but a small fraction of what the story is actually involved. The true story comes from the players, and so I'm going to go ahead and introduce everybody. Starting off at the top of the list, Doc.
I never gone first before. I'm Doc, the loudest half of Creative Disarray. You can be found pretty much anywhere at Creative Disarray LLC or just at Creative Disarray. I am playing the Bruiser, Arthur Simmons, which, I mean, I just wanted to punch stuff, but it became a much more emotional ride than I anticipated, but that's great, fine, and why we're here. Otherwise, I also am a professional GM and apparently a writer of some kind, with plenty of projects going on, such as audio drama Dirty Penguin Man, Road to Wrestle Deep, AP, and many, many other things that, you know, maybe we're hoping to just get more voices and tell more stories out there with everybody. That's the plan.
Excellent. Next person I am going to be introducing. Awesome doesn't even describe her, but Eleanor. She's more than awesome. She's amazing.
Mhm. Keep going. No. Hi, I'm Eleanor, aka Foibles and Fables. I am a storyteller, actress, and immersive theater person. You can find me every Wednesday on the Harlequin's Hallowed Hearth channel, GMing An End to Hunger, a gothic horror AP. The characters are about to be entering a haunted sanitarium in the next arc of episodes, so you absolutely do not want to miss that. It gets intense.
That is crazy. Looking forward to that. All right. Next person we're going to be introducing is Lex. Not
Hey,
Shiny Lex, but Lex.
not shiny this week, unfortunately. Um, I'm not God's chosen angel. But I am Lex Basile Price, and you can find me anywhere and everywhere at Yet Charming. You can also find me every other Tuesday with Ugh, I Guess, a show where I hate everything until someone convinces me otherwise. It's a fun time. It's for everyone, from your grandmother to your filthiest aunt. And I play River Majors, the lookout, who it seems like maybe there's more to River than meets the eye.
Excellent. All right. Moving along, we're going to be introducing Logan.
Hi everyone, I'm Logan. I am one half of the team here at The Story Told, along with Lex. I am a game designer and podcaster who has been running this, not just the Twitch channel, but the show for 8 years, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around that, so I'll bring it up at all opportunities because my show is a second grader. It's very weird. And I play Ezra Wren, our resident stargazer, once sad boy, now a little angry boy, and maybe we'll get some resolution with that arc with him.
All right. Awesome. Our next player is none other than Nady Danger.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nady Danger. You can call me Nady. I am a professional game master, voice actor, and all around swell guy. Um, you can find me on every social media platform you could possibly think of: MySpace, Friendster, AOL Instant Messenger, but also mostly on Instagram and Threads at Nady Danger. And I play Clint McCarthy, um, photographer and correspondent for the Associated Press, if there was an Associated Press, because we're in the apocalypse. So now they just call me the talker, and I do it at great lengths, much to my detriment.
Awesome. And finally, last but not least, Serena.
Hello, My name is Serena X Moon. You can find me where everyone is found these days. And I play the wrench. She is a mechanic called Bug who didn't much care for anyone. And through everything that had been happening, she was forced to kind of start feeling a little something for these people that she's been hanging around with. She would very much like them not to die, unfortunately. But that's what I'm playing, and you can find me everywhere. I am a content creator, and coming up, one of the things I'm going to be doing is doing a little bit of a deep dive on the Merlin BBC that came out 2008.
Oh
So if you like
wow,
that,
cool.
that's what we're doing over there. So yeah.
Awesome. And so, at this point, to set the scene for you guys, the morning drags. The sun comes up lazily over the eastern horizon, trying to penetrate the dark clouds that have gathered throughout the firmament. Muddled gray, the snow still kind of falls lazily towards the earth, and for the most part, it doesn't seem like this winter is anywhere near to stopping. Rather, it seems like it's just going to get gradually worse and worse. At this point, you are all located within a small gas station, having found your ways, well, not your ways, but means to kind of be able to accommodate yourselves to sleep, whether inside the convenience store or inside the cars. The only thing though is that you're coming to. You can feel your breath kind of just lingering right in front of you, like a mist that just wants to coil around you. And as soon as you kind of start realizing it, you'll see it begins to dissipate very quickly. At this point, you guys have an idea as to where to go. You may not all agree as to why or what you're going to do once you get there, but for sure, you guys have to make that decision. And so, at this point in the early morning, what do you guys do? How do you prepare?
Um, if I may, if anybody else has like a real idea of what they wanted to do.
No, go for
No?
it. I have something, but
Okay.
set the tone.
So, Caitlin, being the major reason that we're still here, she is coming off of the conversation that she had with Clint. And for her, I don't think she knew really why she didn't want to go until having that full conversation. And it was everything that she needed to hear from anybody, but Clint in particular, just to feel seen, to feel heard, to put it in game terms, when you were talking about our inadequacies, to validate her fear over his recklessness. And not only that, but to have some sort of indication that her words and her insight and her mind, her intellect, whatever it is, means something and matters. I think that galvanized Caitlin a lot and helped her to put a lot of things in perspective. This feeling of, why is Charlotte more important than me? You know, for a healthy person, of course, that makes sense. But for somebody who's been through what she's been through, that is a difficult thing to process. So I think Caitlin gets up early, make sure that everybody's breakfast is ready, make sure the cars are gassed up. The keys that she has access to, I don't think she will have access to the pickup key, but certainly to the Falcon. We'll get that started and warmed up. We'll tuck a new cigarette behind Clint's ear while he's sleeping. Um, wanting wanting very much to like run her fingers through his hair, but she would absolutely hate anybody touching her while she slept. So she does not do that. And she has been tending the fire throughout the night, looking at the map that she and River found. And is feeling as confident as she can that she can get the group through to, if not Rio Fuente, then as far as they absolutely can go.
All right. And the rest of you?
Nothing specific for
You said you already
Ezra.
had something, 80s, so
All right, all right. I wanted to give everybody the space to say a little thing and do a little thing. So, Caitlin, when you go to look for Clint to put that cigarette in his ear, he is not in bed. Clint has never been able to sleep the night before a battle. Not that he's ever fought in one specifically before, but he has been in the lines with soldiers before, and every night before a firefight or an assault or something is going to happen, you just get that sixth sense that something's going to happen. He normally is always up all night. It's not necessarily nerves. It's a heightened sense of things. It's an old habit for a photographer to check his equipment 3 to 4 times before going out, so he doesn't have to think about it again before while in a battle or in the moment, because that thing has to work perfectly the whole time. And so because he made such a mess with everybody else and kind of made some people mad and kind of put a chink in everyone's plans, Clint has spent the night getting ready, and not just getting ready, but getting everybody else's things ready. If you were to come out super late at night, you would find him sitting on the folded down tailgate of the truck with every one of the weapons laid out next to him, just checking the barrel, checking the handgun, making sure everything's loaded, laying it out nice and neat for everybody, and then making sure the tires are good on the truck. He's just doing a wander around, and I think eventually he runs out of things to do. And so what he does is he climbs up to the roof of the truck and just sits down and just is on guard for the sunrise with his hoodie up over his head. He just kind of has his feet dangling along the driver's side window, and he's just watching for the sun to rise, knowing the moment that it does, that this whole camp and this whole thing is going to spring to life, and we are going to be heading into a place where he expects the absolute worst, but he knows there is no path but going forward. And so he opens up that that pack of cigarettes that he had gotten so long ago, had been whittling them down slowly, and there's just 2 left. There's just the second to last cigarette and the one that's flipped over, his lucky. And so he takes the second to last cigarette and lights that up. His flask went dry a day ago, and all of that is gone. So he has no comforts that he's used to, just no camera, no alcohol, just a cigarette, one lucky that he stuffs in the front pocket in his vest, right next to the poem that Caitlin wrote, his little go-to place there. And he just stays on guard for the sunrise. And I think that when you, Caitlin, come to give him tuck that cigarette behind his ear, you don't see him in there, but you do find him just looking off to the east as you go to start up the aluminum Falcon. And I think there's not a lot of space for conversation in this moment, because I think Clint in this moment in his own way is just absolutely locking in, because we're going to be going into a firefight. Clint knows it, and there's just something that when he gets focused, there's a 1,000-yard stare that he gets, And I think that you still have that cigarette in your hand that you were going to give to me, if you'll allow
Yeah.
me, indulge me.
Go
And
for
I'm
it.
going to look down at it and I'm going to smile and I'm going to go, "You've been holding out on me. You sly dog, you."
Would you trust you with
Absolutely.
these?
Never in a million years. Hey, all I need to know is if there's more, that's great. Don't tell me. I don't want to. I don't want to have a sudden urge to come rooting through your bag for them, but I will. And I kind of lean down, and I will take that. And it's interesting, I think, in this moment between Caitlin and I, because every other time that he's had to like do this kind of lock in thing for him, he's been with a bunch of other Marines who are locking in their own idiosyncratic ways, and seeing you kind of breaks that only for a moment before he tucks it behind the ear just like you wanted to, and then kind of stares off into the distance with his hands stuffed in underneath the flak jacket in the hoodie pocket, and just kind of watches his breath as he exhales.
Yeah. And knowing that you're planning, seeing the gears turning, you're you're in the Falcon with Bug, yeah?
Yeah.
Arthur's with Ezra. Clint, I got away fine. I'm not promising that I can get us through, but I'm gonna try.
I know.
Will you watch my six?
Always. Don't you worry about that. I got your six. But just promise me one thing, that you don't take it on yourself to get us through. We will get through if you lead the way. Just be careful out there. Don't overexert yourself and don't stretch yourself too thin.
Yeah. I think I gotta stop making promises and start. I don't even know what the alternative is, but
All right. Well, I do also, it is obvious to me that I just asked you to promise me something. So let me go ahead and apologize for that. I know you're working on some things, but if you can make a promise to yourself, how about that? Would that work out a little bit better?
I think I can handle that.
All right. I got one of those rifles over there for you. I cleaned it up. She she shoots well. Just, you know, shoot 'em with the boom end.
You've seen what I can do. Don't talk
Yeah.
to me about what end.
You think Arthur's still mad at me? You think Arthur's still mad at us?
I mean, we're about to find out, so keep prepping.
I made sure his seat was real nice, and I put a couple snacks in the cup holder there.
Yeah, I shook him up a protein shake. We still got some powder left.
It's gonna be. I think it'll be.
Well,
all
I will note if when you went to this seat, his vest is on the seat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just so you know. Yeah.
Arthur is in Arthur's way. I have a strange feeling that he's getting ready for a fight. And if Arthur and if seeing like we see the vest, if he's getting ready, if you don't got his vest on, that whole city should be quaking in their boots.
You know, as long as we can direct it away from us and where it matters. No,
I've always thought it ironic that Arthur likes a shotgun. You just got to point that thing in the right direction, and I think he's got his direction. One way or another, we'll find out.
all right, I'm gonna pack up in there and we'll get it going.
All right. See you there.
Hey, Clint,
Yes.
thank you for everything.
And I think in my own sincere way, I gave you the most sincere and emotional and powerful finger guns I've ever given anyone. just to get that reaction out of Caitlin.
And she'll head back in.
River is going to, after she wakes up, climb to the roof where Caitlin was the night before and look in two directions. She's going to look back where they've come from, and then she's going to look at where she remembers the ship heading. And she's trying to recall the feelings that welled up in her that she doesn't understand, and hoping that she can help. And she'll hear this conversation on the roof of the car and kind of watches these two people that clearly have found each other in terrible times. She'll kind of just shake her head and laugh, and then climbs down and heads over to the cars.
All right. Arthur, Ezra, and Bug. What are you guys up to this morning?
Arthur is, and if you want me to spend a heroism point for the item, it's just something I figured would have been in his bag and something he wouldn't have really thought about. But he had he's left the vest in the truck and went in to grab his bag and went into the restroom, and either left the door open for some light or let it come to the window. And he's standing in front of the mirror and is shirt off, hat off to the side, and he has on the sink a letter from his wife, the drawing from Charlotte, and he's taken his necklace off with his ring on it and laid it across them, and taken a kind of look across himself with the old, work in the docks tattoos and the fight tattoos and, the scars that are on there from various things. And then he starts to take the underglove wraps and starts wrapping his hands. And he's going through the usual mantra of prepping it, where he's always done it himself and let them be checked. But he's going, wrap over wrap, taking the time, extra tight between the knuckles, giving a little extra padding, and taping them off. And then he writes the old, not, obviously there's nobody here to check them and to initial them and go through those checks officially or anything like that. But on the right hand, he takes the marker on his knuckles and writes hold. And on the left hand, he writes fast. And then he takes one more look in the mirror and does the reverse. So he puts the necklace back on, in this case, and takes a moment with each of the other items and puts them in his pocket. Grabs the shirt and kind of puts it back on, and then at the door just takes kind of one look in the mirror of that self-reassurance, slaps the hat back on and gets ready for business as he heads out to either everybody or out towards the truck, wherever everybody kind of congregates at that point.
Ezra, Bug.
Bug's in the truck. She's sleeping in the back seat.
Ezra's probably just making sure the trunk's packed, checking supplies, keeping logs. I'm sure we have logs of like water levels and shit like that. Just doing what he needs to be doing for the morning. I imagine there's some kind of routine or schedule or some shit like that.
Yeah. And I gotta say, it feels like good to like have you helping, you know, I mean, I know you were okay with the decision that was made. You know, Ezra checked in with Caitlin and gave the support. So having that, being able to do that side by side, it feels good and reassuring and reinforces that she is making the right decision here. So yeah, I guess that's what Arthur's walking into.
And
Yeah, if he's
go
stuck in
ahead,
the car.
Lexington.
That's it. He's just stuck in the car. Obviously, he's going to make that and put his bag in place and just kind of put it where it needs to go. And um, it might feel weird because he seems like he even kind of pats you on the back as he walks away from you after putting it in there, and head towards the truck, and just kind of gives everybody a good morning, everybody. Everybody get a good night's sleep.
I think
Yes.
I just have to add this in here because it was so badass, and I can't not. As soon as I see Arthur with his hands wrapped with the words "hold fast" on it, I think that both myself and Clint McCarthy both go, "Fuck yeah." And I think what I'm gonna do is I see Arthur approach, and knowing his jacket is in the car, I'm gonna hop off the car, open the car door, grab the vest, and I'm gonna walk up behind you, and I'm gonna put the vest on you, and I'm gonna say, "You ready, champ?"
Only one way to get the title, right?
Oh goddamn, dude! I'm ready. I'm ready to go to war right now. Oh wait, we are. Let's. All right, and then I'm gonna slap Bug's shoe. Get in there and smack Bug. Come on, lazy. Breakfast is ready. We got a war to. We got a war to win.
They'll like spring up and be like, yeah.
And yeah, at some point when you're settled in, I'll hand you over the drink and a granola bar. And I don't know if she wants to say anything because she could say a lot, but would you even be interested in hearing it? But I think the eyes are just full of like contrition, and her and Arthur have finally started to be able to talk. The fear you see in her eye, it's like it's not the fear of you or of you hurting her, it's the fear of her hurting you. And what a shift that is in her as she hands you your breakfast.
Yeah, he'll take it. And he does look you right in the eye. Not in like a you stare, not in like a you look at me right fucking now kind of way, but just looks at you like it's a normal look. Takes a sip off the coffee and says, "Hey, whatever you're ready to make the call, coach."
Let's get in the ring. And yeah, I'll grab the maps, and there's a compass on the dash of the pickup, and I will do what I can. And I've got Ezra with me too, so we can work together to try to get where we need to go. And yeah, she's mapped out a main route, anticipating that some of the trees might be fallen over, so she has some alternates as well. And we'll see. The dice will tell the story.
Make sure everybody grabs a weapon too.
Yes.
All right, before we can.
this one, please go ahead, John.
No, at this point, if there's anything else further, we'll get you onto the road and driving, heading towards Rio Fuente. But I just want to make sure because moments like this aren't going to last forever. So if there's anything final you want to say before it all, well, goes to shit.
I did want to catch Arthur's eye and just give like a nod and say, "Let's go get Charlotte."
He'll nod back and he won't really say anything, but or obviously his hands are full, so he won't tip it, but he'll give you like the coffee, like the old boys club like coffee salute.
Yeah. And then big hug you, because we're splitting up now. So give you a big hug and pep talk and drive straight and, figure it out, follow us and, signal on the walkie if the snow's getting too thick for the tires.
Let's do that.
You all go ahead and take your positions within the vehicles as you are preparing to kind of head out. There's nothing else to be said, there's nothing else to collect, there's nothing else to do. It's just now hitting the road, making your way towards Rio Fuente, and hoping against all hope that you're going to be able to do something, that you're going to be able to find Charlotte and anyone else and be able to come out of this unscathed. But again, a what if lingers all over that, which is hard to kind of ignore. And so, at this moment, as you're jumping the cars, I just need to know the car order. Who's driving in which car and which car is leading?
So pickup's
Imagine the truck.
leading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Doc.
I was just saying, I imagine the truck would, just as always, like it's same reasons, just in case the snow gets thick or there's anything that, excuse me, needs a little more, off-road maneuvering or anything like that. I still had the keys to the truck, so I imagine Arthur would have climbed back into that.
Yeah. So that's you, me, and
Excellent.
Ezra, and then everybody else in the Falcon.
All right. The convenience store and the gas station fall away into the rear view. At this point, you can almost see the last moments that you guys had together where it was more light, it wasn't as heavy, and for the simple fact is that you actually got to enjoy a smile, a moment, an embrace, a word. As the car speed forward, driving through the snow upon the highway that once was here, just crossing this portion of the state. Looking towards the south, you can see the Ozarks kind of rising up. And for the most part, as the clouds cover this world, again, there's a certain shadow that just seems to linger over everything. Just a way of muddling emotions, feelings, thoughts, causing more despair and hopelessness than anything else. But as you guys drive, and that you do, you concentrate, you prepare yourselves. Whatever's in Rio Fuente is waiting for you. It takes you almost about midday to make it towards Rio Fuente. Thankfully, Caitlin's navigation, in terms of actually setting up several routes to get around things, definitely would have helped out. At this point, you can see the town is up ahead. You'll see lines of smoke streaking across the sky. Something is burning. At least that much is evident. Not too far, as you're driving by, you're going to see that in the fields there are the remains of several of these alien warships, smaller ones kind of scattered about. At this point, the town is right in front of you. The sign says, "Welcome to Rio Fuente," but you're going to notice that a bullet hole has taken out portion of Fuente, demonstrating the fact that the fighting here had been fierce the night before. Nothing is indicating the fact that there should be anyone still alive. Arthur, you have the steering wheel in your hands. You can feel the pedals underneath your foot. You slow down just enough to kind of get a visual upon this place. Again, this is a relatively large town. You'll see that there's like a main street. You'll see several of the buildings, again, kind of following a similar built as most of these Midwestern towns, where it's a lot of stone, old buildings that kind of make the heart of the town. And you'll see like newer buildings are, structures outside or moving outwards from the main street. You'll notice that cars are packed all over the place. You're going to notice several of these cars have been destroyed, some of them flipped over, kind of landing in the center of the streets, blocking the path that the vehicles would have to take without some sort of means to drive around or to be cautious. But at this point, as you're sitting there, gripping the wheel, what is your one thought? And what do you do?
I mean, the thought is still just the same, that they have to find a way through regardless. Um, the outcome is important, but not as important in the moment as finding the answer. Like that's we're one step at a time now at all times. So the answer is the next step, and then whatever the answer is where we go from there. So he's, I mean, going to do his best to um, find a route, or if he doesn't find one, he would get on and say like, ask whoever has the radio that he's with to be like, hey, ask if you didn't see any other routes, or see if anybody else is spotting any other way to get around.
Yeah, once we're here, I'll start scanning because I don't need to be navigating at that point until you direct me to do something else.
All right. And so at this point, Arthur, let's say that with Caitlin's help and assistance and you guys kind of looking around, you're going to be able to find like almost like a path. Perhaps between two vehicles, you might be able to squeeze the truck right through. But if not, hey, you know what? Hit the gas and try to just push those cars across, off to the sides. But at this point, do you push forward?
Yes.
Excellent. Give me a drive a car check, please.
Do you get
And
for
this is
assistance
also
from me?
this is also going to be for Bug. I need to drive a car check. Yeah, you guys can both get a 1d6 from, again, assistance from those around you.
And even 6 dice. 6 dice, everybody. All right. I got 1 6. Everything else was too low for my tastes at this point in the game.
Don't even want to sully your mouth with those low numbers.
I don't.
Muted.
Sedena, you're muted.
I did not get a 6. I got 5 1 1 3s.
All
Five's
right.
pretty good.
Yes.
The truck begins to move forward, again, kind of moving in between two vehicles, one that has been overturned, the other one just kind of having been caught there, almost parked and just kind of nudged off to the side just enough to make an angle. And you'll see that Arthur forces the truck through. The problem isn't Arthur. The problem is that the moment that Arthur pushes through with the truck, a bright flash catches your gaze. At this point, Arthur, you quickly react, trying to cover your eyes. Sadly, Bug does not. In the next instance, you hear the aluminum falcon crash into the car in front of it, the one that had been turned over. At this moment, everybody within the aluminum falcon, you're going to be taking 2 points of damage.
Ooh.
This wore down by armor. If you do have armor, go ahead and just reduce it by the armor value.
Okay.
I'm a good driver.
Also, I think River
Why are you
had
driving
one
so
harm
fast?
before we started. Has that been removed?
Yes.
Looking out. I'm the bandage for a reason, people. I gotta keep
Yeah, no.
everybody.
In the
I'm
next
good.
instance, you're going to see Arthur. Again, you're kind of like trying to get a grip. You're trying to like again realize what's just happening. And at this point, if you're well, actually, is Clint in the car with you?
With Bug, yes.
No, with Arthur.
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, cool. At this point, Arthur, you're kind of looking back. You hear the sound of the cars crashing. What do you do? Do you kind of like try to jump out of the car? Do you continue moving forward? What do you do at this moment?
Yeah, no, he would stop the truck. And obviously, if he sees that the crash was, heavy enough to cause, I assume it's a pretty heavy crash at that point, like she hit it pretty hard. To do
Yeah.
2 harm. So, I think at first he would have the mind to see like what the bright light is to see if it's a danger before fully getting out and then investigating what's,
Yeah, we saw
Danger
flash,
ahead.
huh?
yeah, danger ahead versus, then handle what's in the back.
And so this road is full of cars.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. Caitlin knows exactly. She looks for traps. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. That's on me. Sorry, Bug. Sorry, everybody in that car. There's mines.
At this point, Arthur, as you're looking around, again, The bright light, you're able to shield most of it, but the bright light still is kind of filtering into your eyes. You have to blink several times to try to make out almost any sincere image and detail. You're going to see silhouettes are moving towards your vehicle. You're going to see silhouettes moving towards the aluminum falcon. At this point within the aluminum falcon, Bug, you are going to immediately see someone hit the window of the aluminum falcon in the driver's side, hit it with the butt of a rifle, and at this point you'll see that the glass explodes. You're going to hear someone turn their gun on you, and you're going to hear this one person just shout out loudly, "Who are you with?"
We're with humans. We're with humans. We're not aliens. Humans.
As Bug is saying this, Clint, you are going to start realizing that someone had dropped a flash bomb, something you probably might have seen at some point or another during your service. But you're going to see that they're literally going to be following a pattern surrounding the car. You're going to see several individuals, guns loaded, guns pointed, moving towards you.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'm up out of the car, but I'm taking a sweeping survey of being heavily outnumbered at this point. I think diplomacy is probably a really good idea here. So I am going to engage my friend maker ability, and I get 1D on friendly social interactions with people who have never heard of me and are meeting me for the first time. And I'm going to go, easy, friend, easy. Just a bunch of travelers passing through. What's your name?
You're going to see that at this point, they're standing there with their weapons. As you are talking,
Mm-hmm.
the current condition of the situation gets escalated a bit more. You're going to see that all of a sudden, shots being fired off from the distance, perhaps further down the road, of what looks like, again, alien technology. So almost like this vaporous kind of bolt begins to hit the nearby buildings. At this point, you'll see that the individuals go ahead and shout out, "Get out of the car now! Get out of the car now!"
No. That's the
Uh,
go ahead.
Bug's
No,
like,
no, go.
"Yeah, okay, no,
I encourage
oh,
you. I
oh."
encourage this individual. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this and make dead eye contact with this. I encourage you to make an aggressive move I encourage you to make an aggressive move towards a bunch of strangers who are heavily armed. You all want to go down right now, or do you want to fight? Because we're here to
all
fight.
right, let's do fight under pressure.
Okay. Can I lie and trick instead? Because we are not.
I thought you were going friendly. Come on.
I was going friendly. I lie all the time when I'm being friendly, when I'm not. I mean, like this
So off
individual
switch.
is turning this what could be a friendly conversation into aggressive one by pointing the gun at my friend and screaming to get out of the car when they have
Yes.
no jurisdiction or right to do so. So
Point of
yeah.
order before they did that because there's an alien firefight up ahead, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah. I would say that Clint. This is not the first time Clint has tried to use diplomacy in the middle of a firefight. You know, we're gonna try and use our words first. But the moment that person tries to do anything to Bug, I'm just gonna bear down on them and shoot them.
Oh
And
no, by the way, you are outnumbered 2-1, so please.
Great. If they want to make a mess and hurt Bug, they're going to regret it. I got
Go
2
for it.
weapons and some body armor, and since I'm being reckless, witness me is engaged, so the next person that rolls also gets another 1D. So I'm going to say those terms with as much sugar in my voice as I can, but I'm going to lie and trick. So we're still keeping it friendly. I haven't pulled a weapon out, but nobody
If
hurts.
I look really innocent, can I give him a D6? I'm like, I'm just a little guy.
I got it ready. I've got it ready.
I will allow it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile,
this
Arthur
seems
and I in the other
really
car are
important.
like,
So I'm going to use a heroism point. So it's wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3d6. No, that's 6d6. All right. 2 5s and 4 3s.
All right. At this point, Clint, you feel the butt of a gun slam into your head, and you kind of go ahead and you fall over. You are going to be taking a point of damage. Again, soak it up with your armor. But at this point, the world seems to just not be balanced right for you. And at this point, you're going to see that these individuals, half of them are surrounding the aluminum falcon, the other half are beginning to move towards the God, what was the name of the truck? The metal
Steel
the
the
metal
Eagle.
Steel Eagle.
Steel Eagle. That's what it was.
Can we bail
just-
out at this point? Caitlin's jumping out. I'm sorry, Caitlin's jumping out. They
Yeah, I
broke
think I
the
gave-
windshield. They're
I
hitting.
gave you enough time, you know.
All right. So
Yeah.
Caitlin bails out of the pickup truck. These guys look like militia, right?
Yes.
All right. She's gonna look at them. She's taking a gamble, and she yells. She throws her hands up, and she yells out, "Rostrum is salvation."
Go ahead and do for me. Talk it out.
You want to talk it out? Okay.
Yeah.
I've got
talk it out.
a couple pips and talk it out. See if it works out. Yeah, I've got 2. I'll spend a heroism point, so that's 4. I've got more I can say too, but that's at least to stop them from murdering everybody. Okay, so I'm not a liar. I knocked my dice tray over, but all my dice had landed, and I did see a 6 in there. So let's do it. I'll tell you exactly the dice it was. It was the dice with my Arctic fox on it.
I've seen it. I saw it. I believe it.
I believe it.
We all believe her.
Yeah.
I think I saw it too,
Yeah.
actually.
I saw it in the
Let me just-
reflection.
Nate, I'm gonna need you to just start throwing your dice on the ground. Just drop your. Oops, I dropped my tray again. That's crazy.
Oh, gosh. I just dropped my 12d6s. They're all 6s. I don't know what to do with
That's
this.
crazy.
Now I can't find it.
I will never play.
That's what
another
happens when
game.
you lie, Eleanor. You're being punished.
So you're going to
My
see
lord,
that
we have a big battle coming up.
you'll see that the person
God.
that's right now pointing their weapon at Caitlin goes ahead, and you'll see that they, instead of lowering their weapon, they actually kind of hold it even tighter, keeping their posture. And at this point, you hear the person kind of like call over someone. At this moment, all of you would be ejected or removed from the vehicles. What if you guys want to struggle? Feel free to do so, but you guys will be pulled out from the vehicles. Again, a new flurry of blasts hitting nearby buildings kind of alert to the fact that the aliens or the alien forces are firing off at you. And then off in the distance, you are going to hear loud explosions. With that, you're going to hear the whistle of something flying through the air, and not too far, several kind of maybe a street or so over, something is going to explode, spraying debris all around the ground around you guys. And at this point, the individual standing in front of Caitlin has not moved, but eventually you'll see that someone else approaches, and they share a few words. And this individual kind of looks at Caitlin, and you're going to see that he's relatively young, has like a beard, a little bit more. You'll see that he's almost more well kept than everybody else. And this guy goes ahead and says, "You have to be fucking kidding me. You're part of Rostrum?"
I'm going to try to be truthful. Mercana militia sent us. We are on a rescue mission for D. Ross. We really could use your help. We got firepower and we got hella moxie. Put us to use, and we can help each other.
Let's go. And with that, you'll see that this dude goes, calls up his the soldiers around him, and begins to kind of lead you guys towards one of the nearby buildings, getting away from the streets. You begin to filter into the building, and you're going to notice that this building has been, again, shots are clearly evident upon the face of the building. You're going to see that there is some damage, and at this point the gentleman kind of leads you in. You're going to see that the 20 or so soldiers kind of begin to set up, and they're just waiting for his command. You'll see that this individual walks in and goes, I don't even understand why they sent you here to Rio Fuente. This is a disaster. But anyways, that means nothing at this point. I'm Commander Saunders. I'm part of the answer. If you are part of Rostrum, that is going to be difficult. Actually, Rostrum is giving us difficulties out here as well. It's almost a three-way fight between us, Rostrum, as well as the aliens themselves. The Throne, as they are known. And so what is your plot in all of this? Why did you come here?
We were commissioned by the Mercana militia to find D. Ross. The thermos was over St. Louis, and we saw it heading this way. So we came up the rear.
He looks at you for a moment, and you see that this guy kind of looks towards Caitlin. His eyes begin to narrow, and he goes, Mercana sent you on a mission. Funny, because I've met several individuals of Mercana. It seems like they were retreating.
They were? Yes, Harriet and Mabel, we got separated. We were all in a bad way, but we all decided to meet up here at Rio Fuente. If you talk to them and they're still alive, we are very interested in meeting up with them.
You'll see he kind of like looks at you for a moment. Caitlin, I'll let you do either talk it out or be the boss. Anyone else can support to give an additional die to Caitlin for this.
Oh,
Still trying
Arthur
to
is
shake
twitching to support.
I'm still shaking the cobwebs out of my head. I think I bit my tongue.
Yeah. I mean, she's trying to, how many sports do I get?
We're to know nothing about nothing.
Son? Okay. You.
Bug's way of supporting is to just open up the backpack. Hey guys, if you don't believe us,
Hey,
Right? That's 5d6.
Kaboom.
this belongs to them, but I'll give it back.
But I'll give it back. Lights it up.
That's another 6, everybody. Be the boss.
Oh God.
That's Arthur, my shadow at my shoulder. That's 6 for sure.
you'll see Saunders goes ahead. Again, his steely gaze kind of falling upon Caitlin, just looking her, measuring her, trying to judge her character. And in the next instance, you see he kind of like lowers his shoulders. His stance changes just a bit. Grabs a comm from his jacket at this point, activates it, and calls over. You hear static for a moment, and he says, Harriet, I think we found some of yours. You'll see that the comm goes with static, and within the next moment, you'll hear Harriet's voice, and she's just like, ours? Who? Who's out there? You'll see that Saunders goes ahead and just kind of hits the mic and lets you, kind of just holds it up towards you.
Harriet. We, mission almost accomplished until we link up again.
He lets the button go. You'll hear static, and then Harriet comes on and goes, Caitlin? Caitlin, that's you? Oh, honestly, I didn't even think that you'd be able to make it. Wait, is Bug there?
I'll
You'll see
indicate
that
for
Saunders-
Bug to speak for herself.
I'm fine
You'll see
too.
that Saunders-
Nice to hear from you.
Saunders goes ahead and holds it for a moment and goes, At this moment, it seems that the invaders or the throne is moving in. Rostrum is giving us still a headache to deal with. What should we do at this point? Shall we bring them to you? And at this point, you hear the crackle of static. And in the next instance, you'll hear Harriet say, "No, tell them to turn around. Tell them to get out of there. They don't need to be here. This is not their fight." You'll see that Saunders kind of goes ahead, leaves the comm over towards Caitlin, and just kind of hands it over to her.
Harry, what about the kids? We got to get the kids out.
The kids, honestly, I don't even think they made it. We were ambushed. If it wasn't for the answer, we would have just been wiped out completely.
We are grateful to the answer and we will support them. They are doing mighty fine work from what I can see. But look, we are free agents. You know that. That's why you asked us to go out and look for D. Ross. We can move where other people can't. You tell us where the kids are, we will get them.
Harriet comes out and says, like, you hear the response again, static, and all of a sudden Harriet comes out and goes, "Tell me you found D. Ross."
She's in the thermos. Harry.
Again, static, and for a moment it just kind of lingers there for a moment. And then you'll hear Harriet go ahead and say, "I don't care what you do at this point. Understand that at this moment, anyone caught within Rio Fuente is going to either be caught or killed. If you want to risk it, that's all on you. If I were you, I would just turn around. Go wherever, somewhere else. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a hero." You'll see that Harriet goes ahead and lets. You'll see that Harriet goes ahead and states those words, and then static. And at this point, you answer back, but no response. You'll see that Saunders kind of goes ahead, motions for the comm, and looks back towards the group at this point and says, "I I don't have any idea as to what is going on between you. It's not my call. Just understand that at this point, heading out there is dangerous. You are going to be fired upon. We've seen more agents of Throne moving in, and chances are is that if Rostrum were to capture you, well, Rostrum is very nice to humans. Less nice too." And you'll see that he kind of looks over towards Ezra, where Ezra is holding on to alien technology.
Yeah.
Ezra puts his hand behind his back, just kind of instinctually.
I appreciate your concern. But we have a mission that supersedes pretty much every earthly command. And we're going to see it through.
I don't envy you. Just understand, if you undertake this, there's little support that we can offer. This is all on you.
We are, like I said, a specialized unit. There are things that we can do that you all ain't never seen before. I think a team up is in order. And I look to the rest of the group, particularly Clint and Arthur.
Got blood coming down the side of my mouth where I bit my tongue. And I just kind of smile and flash a wink at the guy who hit me in the back of the head.
I think you can hear like Arthur's knuckles cracking the entire time, just with tension and the demeanor kind of shifting back to like pure business. And he just kind of gives you the look like, he's not moving from the city or wherever forward is or wherever they are without a particular blonde-headed little girl one way or another.
So yeah, Caitlin's goal is to essentially conscript as many as we can to punch a hole, and maybe Ezra can help with drawing alien forces away or whatever. And then, yeah, we provide, covering fire, whatever we need to do. The Falcon's windshield's broken, so great. But we at least have the pickup, and some of us can be on foot, or we can all jump in the back, whatever it is. But yeah, that's my thought. Because there is one thing we know how to do. We do know how to kill these things. We've done it before.
Yeah. Ezra
All
will
right.
just follow suit, observing.
You'll see that Saunders goes ahead and holds up a hand, and you'll see that most of the soldiers working for Saunders stands at attention. And at this point, you'll see that Saunders goes ahead and states, "All right, well, if you have the desire to go kill yourself, that is on you. I have no say in the matter. Just understand that if you head in towards Midtown, you're going to be dealing with both the Throne and Rostrum forces. Also, if you're heading towards Midtown, you're going to be taking any sort of artillery that Rostrum is throwing. I don't know if you hear it every now and then, but they do have tanks and aimed towards the Throne. If you make your way towards Old Town, you might get lucky in only dealing with Rostrum. It seems that they're holed up there. But again, I would warrant that any individual that has any sort of interesting tchotchkes on them, be wary. They are not kind to the aliens. Well, actually, at this point, and I do apologize, just one thing, Saunders would actually call them Arnians.
Arnians.
I'm gonna stroll over to this gentleman. You got a map?
You'll see that he goes ahead and holds out his hand, and you'll see that one of his fellow agents kind of steps forward, pulls out a map, and it's like one of those old timey maps that you see like in these little bumpkin towns, really cute.
Sure.
Kind of has little like notices like, oh, this
Yeah.
town was established, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And you'll see
Got
exactly
a
what
big
he's mentioning.
smiling sun in the corner, and it shows us where all the food places are and all that stuff. Yeah. You guys
And
call yourself. I hold that thought. I have a thought, and then I go to say it, and I hold it back for fear of making enemies. I'm here to make friends, and I am here to learn.
Yeah. So to be clear, they don't want to send any troops with us at all. They are just essentially just letting us go.
they're letting you guys go.
Okay. Um, that's
So it makes
fine.
mention. Oh, do apologize. Just finishing off. Makes mention
Yeah.
also that in downtown, that is where the Arnians are kind of fortifying their position. At this point, most of their larger carriers had been downed. You'll find ruins of them throughout the town, but that doesn't mean that they're not setting up their own countermeasures for Rostrum. So at this point, you would get the information from Saunders that they seem to be setting up some sort of artillery barrage to hit Rostrum.
And is there a vantage point where we can see higher that is controlled by this group that we could safely go to?
Just top of one of the nearby buildings here, just to kind of take a look.
Okay.
It's good enough.
Because if we can see, any evidence of them, we saw everybody starting to pack up. Is it fair to assume, Atlas, that we know that the kids are in a school bus? You have told the audience that the kids are in a school bus. We might not necessarily know that.
You wouldn't know that.
Okay. I had to at least ask. Okay. So yeah, we really would be going in blind
Yeah, we're
in
looking
that
for a
case because there's nothing to look for.
a needle and a stack of needles. I like our.
We know
odds.
what Mabel's signal was. We can at least try to raise her on the radio. So if that's okay with everybody, I'm gonna try to do that on the walkie.
But we still think that they are here somewhere, maybe. That's what we're going in for.
They got separated from Harriet, yes, and so Harriet can't even give us a clue as to where they might be either.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
So are
Jarn.
we getting up somewhere high? Is that the plan?
We can, but we don't know what we're looking for at this point.
Sure. Because got binoculars for when we do,
Oh,
Right.
if we need that.
huge.
Look
Yeah.
at that
huge.
No, that
scat.
would
Wait.
be helpful. Yeah.
Wait, guys, I've had binoculars the entire game.
You never used them.
You've not once used them or said anything about them.
I said at
don't
the
keep your
very first
inventory.
session. I literally said at the very first session that he had binoculars
Gotta
because he
remind
was a
us.
bird. Because he
I
was a
said
bird watcher.
I don't remember what I did last week. So for you to bold of you to assume I'm going to remember something you said in session 1. So
I
get
mean-
if you're get the both of you binoculars upstairs now. I'm so mad with you.
Let's be honest. This is
Not you,
Chekhov's
Robert.
binoculars.
Not you, Robert.
That's it.
That's true.
John, do I have any kind of inclination or idea if I could track things with this Songweaver?
I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You could. Just at where you're at in the proximity to the Ornian or the throne as they're called, you're tracking something, they can hear you. You're just going
Noted.
to be dropping an echo.
Noted. Okay, cool. Well, last ditch emergency thing. I'll keep that to myself for now, though.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
like if they're barreling down on us, I would hope that you would use it to
Yeah.
crash one of their ships on top of them. But yeah, we can find a private place here to talk strategy.
Yeah.
So you'll see that Commander Saunders goes ahead, kind of sends a group with you guys to go up top onto the roofs of one of the nearby buildings, trying to provide you the best vantage point. This is going to be for whoever has binoculars. I'm looking right at you, Ezra. This
Uh-huh.
entire time, bird watching. For River and for Ezra, you're going to be seeing at this point, like you get up to the top and you're going to be looking out off towards the south and southwest. You're going to see a hillside and you're going to definitely see tanks kind of lined up, which automatically you're going to note that is going to be rostrum there. To the south and southeast, you are going to be seeing what looks like, again, the vehicles, these alien ships. Some of them are still flying, but they seem to be just trying to protect and trying to deflect any attacks coming from rostrum. At this point, you'll see that the barrage goes off every now and then. You're going to hear the sound and blast of tanks firing off. And towards the center of town, which would be Midtown, you would see several cars and like several cars turned over. You'll see the remains of like a larger ship that might have crashed in, and amongst all that rubble, you are going to be seeing a school bus. Written on the side of the school bus says Washington Middle.
Which was
That's the
where
school.
we were.
Yes. That's the school. Okay. There we go. Thank goodness for
Okay.
those binoculars.
All right. So
And we're so glad we got those now out of nowhere, just out of thin air. Thanks so much, Ezra.
thank
I've had them in my pocket this entire time.
He's been wearing them around his neck. He's just
No,
had
he
them
literally
on.
has. He literally has. That's the thing. And I mentioned him like another time too, and it just like never registered or something. Hand to God.
Look, it's
Hand
your
to
item,
God.
okay?
I mean,
I remember
hey,
the goddamn shotgun, don't I?
Okay.
hey,
also,
hey,
to
hey,
be fair,
to
too.
be fair, he might have left his glasses at the top of his head, like binoculars up there, and just be like, "Hey,
Also,
guys, what's happening?"
wait a second, though. Also, to be fair, we have been chased, set upon while in buildings. So they've really not been an instance where they could have come up easily.
I just want to personally thank Bug for bringing the binoculars. It really helped out a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The bag of
Alright.
explosives and binoculars will save the day.
All right, lock in, everybody. Okay.
Yes.
So,
So-
Darn, I have a bunch of questions.
I have a bunch of answers.
Okay, we are coming into Rio, whatever. I forget. It's been
Fuente.
the second part. Rio Fuente. We are coming in from what direction?
North.
So we are coming in from the north.
Okay.
Okay, so that's north. Okay, and now, so by looking at this, You had said to the in on the southeast part of the map. So if we're coming in from the north, ahead of us to the right is where the tanks are. Ahead of us to the left is where the alien ships are. The center
Gathering.
of town, which is Midtown, is where we saw the school bus. Where on this map, if I'm looking at this, where is Rostrum? Where is like Rostrum's squad?
Rostrum would be located towards the southeast, towards Old Town.
Okay, so are the tanks in Old Town, or is Rostrum in a separate part to the southeast?
The tanks, you see them, are kind of lined up outside of the town.
Okay,
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 being able to, yeah, being able
Yeah.
to shoot artillery. Old Town would be where Rostrum kind of has begun to infiltrate, as per Saunders' information.
okay.
Yeah. So
In
the
the
tanks are
southeast
essentially
part of
like they're
town.
covering fire. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so this is Rostrum, where Rostrum is. Okay, so so what you are saying is what is in between us and Midtown? Just a bunch of crap.
Just cars, vehicles. Again, anyone from Rostrum or any of the Arnians from the throne who happen to be wandering about, you may come upon them at this point, but that's about it.
And did he had made mention that there was artillery? Are these tanks zeroed in on Midtown, or is this artillery strike coming from somewhere else?
So at this point, if you're standing on the roof, you're going to definitely
Yeah,
see it.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
again, as the artillery fire comes out of the tanks, you're going to
Gotcha.
see that they're aimed towards downtown, which is on the opposite end where the Arnians are. But you're going to see that again, as I had mentioned, several of these vehicles are actually flying around, trying to stop the attacks from coming in, and you'll see some
Okay.
of them deflected. Some of the shells kind of go flying through the town, landing in random places.
Right.
So they
So
may
there
fall
is
in Midtown.
right. There is no army between us and Midtown, but we are putting ourselves into the essentially we're running into the middle of a firefight at this point.
Hot zone, yeah.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic.
Good
I
old
just
kill
had to-
box. Great.
And that's where the bus is.
That's where the bus is.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. So uh I say to the party, the question becomes what and since we have a map, this should probably help us when we're trying to sneak around and or do search and surveys to find. Do you Caitlin, do you
Yeah.
think you could take a look at this map? Maybe Ezra, you can help with this as well. Do a little
Sure.
search and survey and see if you can find any sort of way that will put us in the least amount of harm, and the least amount of harm would be in the most amount of buildings. We're trying to avoid as many open areas as we can on the path towards there.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, heck, if we had like a like steel plank, we could probably go from building to building without even having to be on the ground. But there's a hardware store nearby. We can get one. But otherwise, yeah, we can go on foot. But yeah, I can get us anywhere.
I don't hate that idea, but that idea would not give us a great way to escape if something were to actually badly, like if things start going bad quick, we're going to be relying on a single plank to be moving across. I and I'm open to hearing what anyone else has to say. River, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well, being somewhat of a lookout. But I think on the ground, as quiet as we can be, with a lot of escape routes, is going to be the way to go.
I think that that is probably the best option. But I also think that we need to not be one big group doing that. I think we're going to need to break into slightly smaller groups. And whether that means that I head out front and communicate back, we have two walkie talkies, so
We
I
do.
think we need to be using that to our advantage.
Okay.
I
But
think
I
if we were
also
going to split up, we would have somebody not mobile, like sniper nest or something like that.
also
Somebody on
we
lookout.
can do that.
If you want to go on lookout, I'll cover your six. Arthur, you can kind of keep everybody else under the watchful gaze of your shotgun. Move through the buildings.
Of course. I mean, if somebody really needs to sneak and blow some shit up, or we need a distraction, I do still have the cloak if we could figure out how it works.
That's right. We have the cloak.
Boy, if we only knew someone that
what?
really knew alien technology.
Oh, that's right. River doesn't know about this. Yeah, it was in a special a special grocery bag, Piggly Wiggly bag, that I told everybody not to touch. Yeah, and Caitlin will explain. I am pretty sure we can just use it, but
Can I take a look at it if
yeah,
you don't mind?
yeah.
Suspicious.
Um, can I
But
see if
yeah,
I can?
no, agree.
Can I see if I can harmonize with alien stuff, or what this cloak is that I've never
You
seen before?
you definitely can.
Or do you have to? This isn't gonna call attention. This is just using it.
I'm upset.
I'll use my hair.
Oh, I'm watching. I'm watching her. Don't think I'm not.
1, 3, 3, 4, 6.
There it is.
You begin to mess around with it, kind of seeing this cloak, trying to see how it works, how it functions, and sure enough, you begin to hear a sound, something almost similar to what Ezra has mentioned before, almost like a musical instrument that's being played. At this point, you almost involuntarily begin to sing, and you're going to see that this cloak begins to change. And you'll see that in one moment you're holding it in your hands and the cloak seems to like just be normal, probably like a metallic kind of color. In the next instance it begins to look exactly like your surroundings, and sure enough you're going to have a moment where you're like your hands just disappear and you're like, where are my hands? And sure enough the cloak is functioning.
Well, that's certainly something.
Yeah.
I brought it up.
I could
If
Not
we,
you're
yeah.
gonna need it.
maybe
You're gonna
adapt
be.
it to something.
Yeah. You're gonna
Can
be
I
holed up.
cloak everyone or one person?
I think it's like an actual cloak.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
The
All right.
Yeah, like
bug's
a
like,
master
wait a
power.
second, we can extend this.
Aren't we just? Can we
Give me
do?
5 minutes.
I got a plan. I got a plan. The old 3 raccoons in a trench coat.
There you go.
Nobody? No, no. All right, never mind. It was a bad. It was a bad gamble to begin with.
Jorn,
No,
with
but
my
this.
with oh, sorry,
Oh,
go ahead, Lex.
I was gonna say with this, we could definitely send someone with me.
Yeah, you're good at sneaking around, aren't you?
Had some practice. Hide and seek gets really competitive during Color Wars.
I believe
I don't
it.
know. I don't know a word you just said, but
It's-
I totally 100% believe you. Oh boy, does that mean I get to wear the cloak?
You get to wear it.
Oh,
I can't feel it even seeing the glee in your eyes. She's just like, she's laughing with it. I think it's funny. It's funny. It really is.
Jorn, looking at this cloak, do I see like something like seams on it that I could start making it smaller pieces that might have a dampened effect but get more of a semi-cloaked?
Here's the thing. The cloak, it's almost seamless, the way that's been produced. And for the most part, if you were to break this apart, trying to figure out the technologies, I would definitely say that it would require time.
Okay.
Definitely going to require some rolls to kind of be able to break these into pieces to be able to dampen or to try to hide individuals. But I mean, you're going to be breaking a cloak that is meant for one person to divide it to less of a cloak for one person and trying to divide into pieces for others. So you might be
Yeah.
able to hide
Yes.
some things, not everything.
Well, I was thinking more of like
If
the
the aliens
dampening
don't see our
effect.
face, we'll be fine.
No, I was thinking more like just like
Can't
dampening
see
our
me.
presence kind of effect. Like it might not fully do it like a single cloak do, but it might make it more. Never mind. Never mind.
No, no, no.
I
The
understand.
cloak, The cloak doesn't have a dampening effect where people won't be able to sense you. It's more physical. Like people won't be able to see you.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's not like a
Okay.
blur.
So it's an invisibility cloak.
Correct.
Telltale
Okay.
shimmer.
All right.
Shimmer, yes.
So
Okay, well then strike that one.
I'm gonna let you think a little bit more, Ezra. I
Eh.
like where your head's at. Keep that inquisitive mind going. But in the meantime, I think what we'll do is, um, River being up front, be our ranger, be our scout. I will follow shortly behind you to cover you in the event that something were to happen. I mean, there's nothing that says I can't just start shooting shots at random to startle someone. Since they won't be able to see me, they won't know where it's coming from, and hopefully they'll panic. And that's all we need to get you out. Arthur, Caitlin, Bug, and Ezra bringing up the main part of the party, all armed, maybe 30 yards behind us. And we move as a unit. That way, if something were to happen, I can fall back and get us to skedaddle, and we can leave River behind. And I just offer River as I'm just kidding. It's just a little levity in the situation. I would never leave you behind. Do you see this cloak? You got this thing to work. And then I do my very best like Dracula impression.
Nice.
I am the
What if,
shadows.
or what if we use the cloak as a red herring? Do something, cause it to be noticed, to be seen, because we don't know how to use their tech, while sending it a certain direction so we can misdirect and go another, because that will get their interest.
I think that's a good idea for if shit starts to hit the fan, but just intentionally sending somebody out, I feel like is way too big of a risk that we
Oh,
don't necessarily need to take.
no. We put like a scarecrow in it, and I use the amplifier to punt it out somewhere.
Yeah. Again, I feel like that's like maybe to cover our escape because we
Okay.
won't necessarily need it once
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 we're-
we get to where we're going. Yeah.
Alright.
I think the biggest problem is they're already shooting at where we're going, so
Move light, move
they're
quick.
not gonna. Yeah,
Don't get shot.
Will they be able to
but we can call that
see
Invisicannon if
David?
we ever need to use it.
Oh, wait, Ezra,
Hmm.
can you can punt things?
I rebuilt the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Oh, so
It's
that
aluminum
means-
Falcon. Just for the record, copyright writers, it's aluminum Falcon.
Yeah. So
My
now
bad.
I'm hugged up in my cloak, and I have this mischievous look on my face. Do you think it would be pretty easy to punt like some C4 or explosives at something if we need to? Kind of
Bad
like our
idea.
own artillery?
Probably.
That's a good idea.
I love it.
Atlas, we do have C4 explosives. I would assume that we have some sort of detonating mechanism for the C4 explosives that were provided by us by Harriet. It was Harriet the
I mean, I'm gonna say if you guys had binoculars since the beginning of the game, you guys forgot about that. You guys never mentioned you wanted detonators. You just wanted C4. That is it.
Okay.
Bug likes timers, apparently.
I'm teasing. Of course,
Oh,
Bug is gonna
okay.
have made like a
Yeah, no,
detonator.
we have-
I feel
Yeah,
Bug
I
is gonna
mean-
be like,
Bug-
guys, I need to
Sure.
figure out a way to work this.
Bug, what's the
So-
range on the detonators?
It's just-
Limitless.
It's limitless. Once we set
The
that
limitless
bad
pill?
boy, we set that bad boy with the timer on it.
You will see Bug sitting on a beach chair in Fiji, just enjoying like a cocktail, and then just like, hey guys, click, and then everything just explodes.
All right. All right.
I love it.
So, River, you're our scout, all the way up front. I will be behind you, 10 yards, 15 yards, to provide you cover and be the Ezra distraction if need be. I can make a lot of noise and run around or shoot a gun or something like that. Then it's Arthur and Caitlin, Bug and Arthur and Caitlin as our main force, with Bug and Ezra as our artillery, our heavy battery.
Are they falling behind in the pickup, you think? Because
Oh, I would think that we would be on foot at this point. The whole thing needs to go on foot. We can't
yeah,
afford to be a moving metal target on the
Big
roads.
thing, which was the
Yeah.
that's
to
fair. That's fair. I was thinking of
separating into smaller groups.
chauffeuring people back, but yeah,
Now
we got to get there first.
we
You're
could
absolutely
we
right.
could put a brick on the accelerator and use it as a distraction. I'm not I I'm not emotionally attached to the Steel Eagle as much as you are. As long as nothing happens to my
$7
baby, the
sugar.
aluminum falcon,
No,
I
I'm
think we'll
I'm
be all
happy.
right.
I'm happy moving on foot. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, weaving in and out of buildings. Um, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the best course of action. And then once we get there, we determine who's left, if anybody is, and then decide what we want to do
Extract,
from there.
extract. Have a cold beer. Watch and let this whole thing pass over. We're going to the pub, gang.
And but is everybody good to head out, or do you? Because I have like one little joke that I want to do, if I may.
Oh, please.
Are we good? Okay.
I'm good.
So before we head out, before you activate the cloak, Clint, I think she'll kind of come up when other people are distracted, so that nobody's watching, and she'll kind of take both hands and holding the cloak. Remember something. If you pull too many faces when we can't see you, it might stick that way.
Okay. I wait.
It's a joke because you're gonna be
No,
invisible.
I got it. So don't make faces at everyone.
I mean, you can make all the faces you want, but just know that once that cloak drops, you might have stuck that way.
Is and I'm gonna look over to Ezra and then River. Is is that part of the alien technology that'll cause that?
Yep. And Ezra just turns around and walks away.
Arthur just looking at you like, all right, I'd rather go get blown up. Let's go.
And as everybody's walking, I make eye contact with Caitlin, knowing that they're all lying, and I just wink as we share a silent joke together. Come on, let's go.
I mean,
let's go. Be
am I
heroes.
lying?
Right.
I always can tell when someone is being honest, and I don't believe that
Okay.
any of you are being honest with me.
What you believe in the truth can be two very different things.
Oh shit, my skill. All right, let's go.
Perfect. I do it.
All right. At this point, you guys are going to start gathering towards the front of the building. Perhaps about 30 minutes, maybe to 40 minutes or so, kind of have passed as you guys have been collecting intel, trying to prepare yourselves. You're going to see that the Commander Saunders goes ahead, wishes you guys well. He makes mention, he says, just be careful out there. For the most part, you have to understand, Rostrum is not to be trusted. They're far too militant. At the same time, the throne will definitely execute you, if not, well, worse. And mostly because of that. And you'll see that he points towards Ezra, kind of noting the technology that Ezra has. With that, wishing you guys well, you'll see that he goes ahead, goes towards the door, pops it open for you, and gives you your out. Standing outside from inside of this building, again, the darkness inside of this building kind of hindered some of that sunlight from outside, but not that it's much better. Muddled clouds kind of fill the sky, snow falling, and again, the sound of weapons being fired in the distance makes you realize that what you're stepping to is a veritable war zone. This is not something you guys have learned. This is not something you guys have practiced, and perhaps only one of you has any real experience with a war zone. But he was a photographer. He did not shoot to kill, rather to capture. And so you begin to make your way towards Midtown.
Also, since real quick, because I explained to someone how they should solve a problem, I'm going to give myself a heroism point.
We strategized about upcoming dangerous situations, so
Yeah.
That's
Same.
Yeah.
I weighed in about how to proceed. We
There you
all
go.
did heroism.
Yeah,
You
I
guys-
needed a moment to care
Hero.
about Clint's face.
All right. At this point, you begin
Oh, yeah,
to
totally.
take steps forward towards Midtown. Who is going to be in the lead? I do believe it was River and Clint.
Yes.
It's going to be River, but I'm just providing support, near support.
Near.
Clint is a ghost.
Okay.
And I'm
I'll-
in the cloak now, and it's
Uh,
making me invisible.
Gotcha. River and Clint. Well, River specifically, please roll for me. Sneak around.
Great.
And
Roll a 6. Roll a 6.
Let's go.
Clint, go ahead, do a search and survey.
1, 2, 3, 6.
Okay.
Very
a
nice.
Search and survey. Fun.
You can
All
do
right.
it. Remember what I
Yeah.
taught you. Check the
Yeah.
corners.
I got one, so we're gonna roll a 1d6 here. Let's go, baby.
No heroism?
Yeah, I'll spend a heroism point. I didn't get 3 last night from reading my book, so they gotta be
You're so generous.
2 4s.
All right. The road leading to Midtown is definitely demonstrating the chaotic nature of this battle. Again, cars overturned, windows broken. You're going to see corpses kind of lying along the ground, both that of the Arnians as well as perhaps individuals from Rostrum, perhaps individuals that just happen to get caught in the crossfire. As you begin to make your way, you're going to see kind of almost like the center portion where you would have seen the bus. You're going to see that there's a downed alien craft kind of just looming over you. You're going to see that the bus is turned over not too far from it. At this point, as River, as you begin to approach, you're almost feeling your anxieties overtake you. This is the most dangerous, well, you've been in dangerous situations. This one just happens to be actively one you're walking into, one that you are willingly jumping into. And so at this point, you begin to approach the bus. Climbing over along the bus, you kind of get on top of it to kind of look in, trying to see one of the passages, perhaps like one of the windows that you could clamber through. The bus is turned over on its right side, so technically the door would be removed from you as an option. As you're kind of looking over, trying to note, again, distant gunfire catches your attention. You look around, almost waiting to see something, but nothing occurs. At this point, looking into the bus, you're going to see there's not much in the bus in terms of individuals. You'll see almost like a few remains in there, like individuals, again, that might have gotten caught in the blast. You're going to notice one of them who kind of like is there just still, not even moving, and you're going to realize quickly that it's Mabel. Clint, as River is, you are looking at River, kind of focusing in as she moves across. You're almost impressed by the simple fact that she moves so quietly, so quickly, that it's, you honestly, you give her props. She perhaps didn't need a cloak of invisibility. She definitely has been able to do it on her own. At that point, you're going to see a car coming up the road, kind of like a Jeepy with a turret on it. You're going to see some Rostrum boys on there firing off, and you're going to see another alien vehicle kind of pop up from behind one of the buildings, and you're going to see that these two are headed literally right into your direction. At this point, the threat is putting itself that River doesn't have enough time, and you're not going to have enough time to tell her. But we're going to take a break right there and come back.
And we're back.
River, at this point, you are definitely going to hear the sounds of tires squealing. You're going to hear the sound of turrets upon being shot off, and you're going to hear the sound of a alien craft kind of moving around at this point, getting ever so much nearer and closer to you. River, what do you do at this point? You're looking around, and by the way, you kind of like look around. You're going to see this immediately. You're going to see a jeepy kind of racing in your direction. Uh, you're going to see that there is a driver, person in the passenger side with a gun firing off. You're going to see that there's an individual standing behind a turret, letting it light up. The sound of, again, machine gun, the barrel just kind of moving, the shots going off, and you're going to see that an alien vessel, smaller craft, kind of zipping through, trying to also take shots at the Jeep as it's making its way. What do you do?
Um, I'm gonna make my way to the back of the bus where the emergency door exit is. I'm gonna see if I can open that.
You're jumping into the bus. You're going to make your way towards the back, towards the emergency exit. As you are moving along, you're going to feel a hand grab you. You're actually like scuttling over where Mabel would be, and you'll see that Mabel grabs you for a moment.
God.
You'll see that Mabel kind of like looks at you and she's breathing heavily. You'll see like a line of dried blood along the edges of her mouth. And she just kind of like looks at you for a moment and she's just like, they, they, they hit us so fast. I tried. The kids. Are the kids okay? And you see that she's looking at you, but River, you realize that she is not looking at you.
It's gonna be okay. You know where they took them.
I I heard voices, and then there's gunfire, and and those things that shriek. I think I think that they're I think that they were taken by Rostrum. I'm not sure. It was just a lot of gunfire. You see that as she's talking, her heart is her chest moving up and down, kind of showing you that her heart is palpitating at this point. She's grabbing onto you tighter and tighter. Again, outside, you hear the sounds of this car getting closer, and you're going to see that she kind of like, again, she's not looking at you. That's the problem. At this point, you kind of realize something is wrong with her, and at this point, she goes ahead and she says, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to do much. I'm
Uh,
so sorry."
it's okay. It's okay. Just try to save your energy.
As you say that, you'll feel her hand go cold, and it still clung to you, but you easily feel that you can move the fingers without too much problem.
I will. And before I put her hand down, I'll just say, "You've done what you can," and I'll continue moving to the back.
All right. Making your way towards the back of the bus, you do find the emergency exit. The glass around the emergency exit has been broken, but you could actually move the handle, popping it open, being able to kind of ease the passage from outside of this bus out into the open.
I'm going to position the rifle and wait until I see the alien craft. Like, yeah,
It won't take long. What do you plan on doing as soon as you see that alien craft?
I'm going to shoot at it.
You go, girl.
Okay.
Take aim.
Take aim, and I'm in hiding.
Yeah, you are in hiding.
Right. And can I use my Deadeye to make um, to incapacitate a foe? Maybe if I get there. Hopefully. Okay, take aim two. I gain one deep for my camouflage. Ooh, a 1, 2, a 4, and a 6.
Let's go.
Nice.
Very nice.
And it's going to do an extra harm. So that's uh, 4 harm. And if I can, I wanted to use that Deadeye to incapacitate a foe.
You go ahead holding on to your weapon. Your trigger finger just kind of held onto the trigger. You know not to pull back hard. You know that it's just going to be one tap quick, and that is it. You begin to trace the barrel onto the alien craft as it's flying, getting closer. At this point, you'll see that it turns to try to launch a barrage of turrets towards the Jeep. With that instance, you kind of see your opening and you pull the trigger. The shot rings out loud. You're going to see that a explosion occurs towards the front of the vessel. At this point, the sparks begin to fly. You're going to see that the vessel struggles to stay airborne, and it begins to kind of careen and starts moving around, demonstrating the fact that it's losing altitude and quickly. You're going to hear someone on the Jeep kind of call out and says, "Who shot that?" And at this point, you definitely are going to get the indication that you have just alerted people to your presence. But the vessel begins to head down to the ground. For anyone within the region, or sorry, nearby to uh, the center of town, center of Midtown, I am going to need you guys to please do a let's do fight under pressure. Actually, you know what? I'll allow you to guys to choose a gambit you think will justify trying to avoid this vessel as it's coming down, crashing onto Midtown. So I would say that again, depending on how you guys set up the party, kind of moving in. I know Clint is within the region, so he definitely would be concerned with that.
Do I need to as
Everybody
well?
else, no,
Okay.
because you
I
shot
mean,
at it.
Yeah, I shot up. Yeah.
I've been looking for alternative routes, so I'm search and surveying a way to shove everybody through a doorway or something.
Works for me.
We would all be close by, no?
You're close to me, yeah. You, Ezra, Arthur, and I are all close.
And Clint, I know you're saying something, but you are muted.
Love that for me. Hold that, Caitlin. Hold it. Just let it sit. Let it simmer for a bit. Upon hearing River taking a shot, I was at the front of the bus where River went in, so I'm going to round around the back, and I'm gonna, River. The look on my face that you see, River, is we gotta go. You did real good, but we gotta go. That thing is coming down right on us. We gotta go. And I'm going to use Be the Boss as my gambit.
All right.
Better roll good. I got a 5-4-2.
There's better situations in life. This is not one of them. But before I go ahead and deal out the dangers, everybody else, like how far? Because again, I'm trying to picture that Clint is nearby towards river. How far is everybody else? Would everybody else be within the vicinity, kind of hidden, or did you guys kind of like space it out enough that Clint and River could take a measurable lead to go and get to that
Well,
bus?
we said 30 feet minimum was the gap, if not a little bit more, so that,
Yeah,
that we
we've
could then
been
hang back as they were.
right, and we've been hugging the building, so presumably we are the closest we can be to that open area alongside a building. So we are not in the exposed space, but we are observing alongside.
All right, I'll say that's going to avoid the lot of you. I mean, this thing is going to be crashing into like buildings. You're going to
Well,
see
then-
that as this.
That I'm saving my roll for the next thing that I do. Gosh dang it! You
There you
made me
go.
roll. You told me to. I got a I got a critical success, by the way, audience.
Hold-
so
hold-
Caitlin has
hold on to it.
has it banked.
I'm taking a crit.
Banking.
Did you
do that?
I'm playing Fallout. Y'all are playing Last Caravan.
So you're going to
I
see an
needed that, thank
explosion
you.
rips through the alien craft, and at this point, pieces of it begin to fall off. You're going to see that the thing begins to careen, heading westward. It slams into a nearby building. Pieces begin to rain down upon you. Sadly, this is going to be affecting Clint. This is going to be affecting River as these chunks begin to kind of like fall down upon you guys. Clint and River, you guys are going to be taking 3 damage each, and this is from the debris that is hitting you. Remember, if you have armor, it soaks up the armor will soak up the damage.
Would this be considered an alien substance?
Yes, yes, it
Oh,
would.
great. Fantastic. So that'll be
Why do you ask?
2. I am at 4 harm.
Yeah, we're both rolling d6s now.
Turning point.
Roll-
So I haven't done this yet, so I just roll 1d6.
Correct. And if you get a 6, you are not shattered, and everything you do for the rest of the encounter, you'll get an extra d6. You roll less than that, you are shattered, and you may only make gambit rolls if it matches your inadequacy, which I actually don't know what your inadequacy is, so
Let's see.
it won't even matter.
That was a 6. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I didn't even register the number. I just saw the little line under the 6.
Yes.
I got 4, so I'm just gonna continue to act normal. So
Continue.
I'm gonna Clint.
Completely seamless.
yeah.
So the debris falls around you. Portion of it actually takes out a chunk of the center of the bus as it kind of falls onto it. Again, this flaming debris that just now lands upon the ground around you. At this point, you're going to see that the rostrum soldiers are definitely going to be heading in that direction towards River, where River had taken the shot. They haven't seen you just yet. You can make a run for it. You can try to hide. I'm going to allow Clint and River to decide what their fate is going to be.
Well, I'm ditching. I have to ditch the cloak. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm ditching the cloak, because if they catch me with alien technology on, they're not going to be too kind to us.
Fair.
And I am going to play hurt real bad. River, I think, and you are welcome to put your thoughts into this as well, that we are just citizens of this town trying to get out of the firefight. Since we are separated, obviously we are separated from our group and we can't get to them. If you got any better, if you've got an idea, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I'll just nod, and if there's any like debris in this bus, just wipe it on my face.
Yep.
Real quick.
I'll follow suit with River, make my perfect, beautiful face a little less beautiful and perfect.
I don't approve of that.
I already look like I've gotten the shit kicked out of me, and so I'm going to then play possum on the ground. Hopefully they just don't see us. Maybe they won't see us at all, but if they do,
Well, I mean, if you don't want them to see you at all, sneak around. I will suggest that you keep your cloak on there, and you can add the bonuses for the cloak.
well,
Yeah.
okay. So all right, fine. I gotta before if that's the way we want to play it, River. If they find us,
I'm alone.
and yeah,
Yep.
but they may just take you.
I'm okay.
Are you all right with that?
Stay with the group.
I knew you were awesome for a reason. I'll throw the cloak back on and then just lay. I'm going to do my best planking impersonation and just go. Or perhaps I am with a nerdy group. I am going to do my best Samwise and Frodo Baggins at the gates of Mordor.
Yes.
So
You're
sneak
gonna
around
pick up.
roll.
You're gonna pick up River and toss her into the lake of lava into Mount Doom. What?
Wow.
Oh, gates of Mordor. Jarn. It's when they use the cloak and they hide themselves. I'm not gonna. What am I doing here? Explaining Lord of the Rings to you folks.
Oh, I just cut right to you said in Mordor. I was like, hey, you Mount Doom. You're gonna grab River, just chuck her in, and be like, okay, we're done with that.
Yeah,
Go
right.
ahead,
Mystery
do.
solved.
Go ahead, do a sneak around. I'm gonna give you guys a bonus to that, 1d6.
And when I use my gambits, I no.
You get an extra.
Yeah, you get
I
a
get
you
an
get a
extra.
bonus d6 to everything. Yes.
Yeah, you
Great.
can do whatever you want now, and it has a D6 on top of it.
There's a really loud
right.
jingling sound. Does
That was
anybody
me
else
rolling
hear that?
dice because I had too
Oh,
many dice
understood.
to roll.
Tingle away.
Yeah. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
Let's go.
And I need a roll from Nady.
What am I doing? I'm laying on the ground in an invisible cloak.
Yeah, sneak around.
What do you mean sneak? I'm sneaking.
I have faith in you.
I don't. Glad you do.
Look
That's a
stupid.
heroism point.
You get an additional 1d6, by the way.
All right, why not? Hold on. So I have 0 pips in sneak around. So
you
I
get
get
one.
1d6 plus a
Jarn
heroism
gave you
point,
1.
2d6, and then Jarn, you're giving me another for 3d6.
And
Yep.
the cloak.
So
And the cloak gives you.
4d6?
Yep.
All right, frick yeah. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 6.
Couple.
You'll see that the Jeep kind of pulls up towards the back of the bus, and at this point they're looking around. You'll notice that one of them kind of like gets off, begins to kind of stand towards the bus itself, taking steps closer and closer. You can almost like for at this point, Clint, as you're there on the ground, you can see the dude literally standing over you. You can see that his step is he's about to take a step right on top of you, and he stops himself short. And he comes out, looks back towards his companions, and he goes, strange. Tobias, I thought someone took a shot from here. That thing went down. It wasn't us, that's for sure. You'll see that the individual named Tobias, kind of still like standing up right now on the passenger side of the Jeep, goes ahead and says, strange. Well, just make sure there's no one out there. With that, you'll see that the individual begins to look around, kind of like looming over Clint. And again, he's about to take a step forward when a nearby explosion kind of alerts them. You'll see that like the dude stumbles back and he's like, shit, there's more of them. And at this point, you'll hear the hustle as this dude runs back to the Jeep, jumps back into it, and the Jeep automatically takes off. And at this point, you guys wait there. You're going to hear the sound of gunfire and explosions. But then again, it just goes quiet within the vicinity. You feel comfortable, you feel safe.
I will immediately radio um, Caitlin. Bus is a no-go. Mabel thinks Rostrum took him. She's gone.
Shit. Well, looks like they're moving out. Come join us. We're behind the building you see with the green windows. We're behind there.
Copy. And I'll just kind of like give a let's go to Clint.
Peel the hood back.
No, unsettling. The floating head. No, just
Oh, sorry. Yeah. And I just make it a face now, so it's just a floating face. I like tuck it like a, and then I fix it. Hey, I'm being reckless. What do you want from me?
yeah. River's gone.
He's got a dual concussion.
I have been I can't help but think as we cross this thing, I'm like, I think I have had a straight concussion the entire time we've been here.
It explains a lot.
It explains a lot.
You guys make your way back towards the rest of your companions at this point, kind of meeting up with them. Again, the sounds of gunfire, the sounds of fighting continues on. Every now and then, you're going to see that purple haze as some of these alien crafts kind of move around. Again, the artillery volley from the tanks, definitely you'll be able to hear that as well. Again, it's an active war zone.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys do?
Well, let's hide in this building for the time being. In the basement because there's, random explosions going off. So, we can be somewhat shielded. Um, yeah, I don't know that there's any healing I can do in the moment for you guys unless there's a rule for that. We've never really done it like without doing like a recovery. So I don't know what the rules are for that, Atlas.
If you want to try to heal anyone, you can definitely choose a gambit. I'll be willing to allow that. For every 6 that you get, you can remove one of their wounds.
All right. Do you guys want me to use my banked crit on that? Do you think it's important or no? Do you want me to save it?
I'm okay.
I mean,
They're
I would
shattered.
not. I would. Yeah. I
I'm
would
not shattered.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're gonna still take hits, and you're gonna
Yeah.
probably be out front more than me. So I would say heal River.
Okay.
I'll
There you
be
go.
fine, or I won't. Either way, there will be.
I mean, River at this point is going to be getting additional d6s to their roll, whereas poor.
Well, you get it,
poor
yeah, and
Clint-
you get it for the rest of the encounter. It doesn't matter whether or not you
Correct.
get healed. So
River,
yeah, may as
Correct.
well.
Great.
River's
Whereas-
getting 1d6s, and I'm thinking about strapping that C4 onto my body and walking into Rostrum and being like, "Let's talk."
When aren't you? We might need that, honestly. Yeah. So as I'm patching you up, afraid of this because the specter of Rostrum has been following us this whole time, and I think Clint, even though you're shattered and you're reckless, you know more than anybody how terrified Caitlin is of Rostrum and of essentially being taken and being,
Mm-hmm.
like she said, conscripted and
Mm-hmm.
all of that. So I, yeah, this is like the worst fear realized for her, and
Mm-hmm.
I think focusing on that, I think let's narratively that critical success is her just trying to tune the world out and just this is something I can control. Fixing River is something I can control.
And I don't think that there are any words of encouragement or anything I could say to Caitlin at this moment to make it any less real. And in a way, I think it makes Caitlin sharp. And I think that the rest of us need to stay sharp for this. And I'm still eyeballing Bug's backpack, and I'm thinking real hard about how we're going to be able to breach the lines of Rostrum, which is an armed force with tanks. And I think as I'm thinking it, it becomes words coming out of my mouth. How do we breach an armed force who has tanks with a couple of pop guns and some C4?
Gosh, I don't know if this would occur to Caitlin, but I'll put it out there just as me. If anybody else feels like it makes sense for their character, this is an active war zone. if they did take the children to keep them safe, would they allow us to take the kids away? Is there a reality where that's the play? Is to parlay to them and say, let us take the kids and leave.
I can't say much, but I will say with the crit for River, you recovered 3 wounds.
Great.
I mean, I would like to think that would be an ideal situation. And in the hopes of keeping hopes high and our heads low, I have no problem with going with that, but then having a very secure exit strategy and backup plan if that doesn't go well.
Because the only
We
other
don't
option is to walk.
know. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go, Buck.
Yeah.
I we don't know that they're bad or good. Is that where we're thinking? Because they could very well give us to kids.
They
Well, they
could.
said they're kind of people, but that doesn't mean they're going to trust us and give us children. And they might be overly kind and trying to protect them themselves, thinking they're a better force and a better place for the kids to be.
Yeah.
Mm,
Anyone
mm,
with a
mm,
Now,
mm.
whether
well-defined
that-
name.
Yeah. Caitlin's fear is personal. Bug, she was terrorized by her brother John, who was a military person. So she does not trust any military person. They have
Yeah.
done nothing but hurt her since she's known them.
Okay.
Now, while I could walk up there and ask for my daughter back, and if anything goes south, you could drive a truck full of plastic explosives right into their damn tanks.
We can do that.
The tanks are not immediately near where Rostrom's position is. Their position
Yeah,
is
that
on the
was-
hill.
I was just making it dramatic. I know where they are. Yeah.
No, I like where your head's at. No, really. I think that that is a fantastic backup plan. Give me the C4, give me the truck. And if they want to play games, I'll ram that truck full of C4 right into those tanks. I'd like to see them try to fight those aliens without them.
Or you could just put a rock on the gas pedal.
No. If anyone, let it be me. I have the alien tech. I can go in and blow shit up if I need to and give you all a chance to get out of here without risking the second vehicle.
They'll either shoot you on sight or they'll keep you as some kind of experiment.
They can try.
Well, they're in active war with the aliens. Like, they will try. They very well might win. We have to be careful.
Because we've done such a good job of that till now.
Well,
Being reckless got us into this mess. If it's going to get us out or not. I appreciate the symmetry, but not the sacrifice.
At this moment, do any of us have a better idea? I like the idea of talking, but I'm being realistic here. If six strangers walked up to the front of my forward operating base and said, "Hey, those kids, we'll take care of them for you without any sort of credentials or any sort of at least voucher from someone." Harriet is not with those folks, right? Harriet is with the answer, right?
Yeah. And Rostrum hasn't been working with them at all.
Don't they want to fight, though?
I think they're just trying to survive. I don't think Harriet's got any fight left.
They feel the answer is survival, and Rostrum thinks the answer is battle.
just us.
If they even have a bunch of kids.
They could have already taken him out the back for all we know.
Well, I certainly can try and talk it out with them.
I don't suppose we could try to call a truce on both sides and choose a third option, is there?
At this point, I am open to any ideas.
I I know you talked to Velian, Ezra, and we know that these things, the throne, they're like her. They can feel our pain, they can feel our sorrow, they can feel our love, and they don't care. They feel it and they still kill us. You can't make a truce with any person like that, human or alien.
But we've met one of them. How do we get that group here?
I don't think Velian was a group. I think she was a coward.
I don't see a way out of this, everyone, other than one or many of us dying. We've accepted that, right?
I take Bug by the I take Bug by the hand. Not yet.
How close can we get? Can we recon at all? Like, what if they're not even in there?
They'd have to tell us the truth and we'd have to believe them.
Fuck.
We'd have to ask them where the kids are and get them to give us some sort of answer.
That would be good for me to do.
Okay.
I know when someone's being honest or not. But I
Well,
need to know.
You're not going alone.
I don't think that's a good idea either. I would need to know exactly what you want to say. I am not in a great head state. I think blood's coming out of my ears, maybe. So a little guidance would go a very long way from me. How do I put this? Doing something extremely reckless and stupid and getting us all in trouble.
I think if we can rely on the information we've been given by Sanders, then they don't have any ill will towards humans, their approach. So, I mean, if we just even take the approach of, hey, I'm, like I said, looking for my daughter. The two of us are here looking for something that we've lost and we want it back. And if that even tells us, hey, there are more kids there, but we at least get Charlotte, then we can come back and have that conversation if those kids are better off where they are, or if we're going to try to be the band that saves a bunch of kids without the ability to take care of them.
We could try raising them on the walkie first.
Yeah, we could try to bribe band a church of trying to see if they'll talk to us.
Well, that sounds like a plan to me, and I'm going to make sure to look at everyone here. Anybody else have anything to say? Now's the time to say it.
Unless you could just punt Clayton into their base.
Okay. All right.
We try calling them.
We go from there.
Do we want to make this a two-pronged thing? I mean, or do we like?
Let's start with a conversation. We can do that from here. They can't They can't pinpoint us based on a walkie frequency.
Sure, but do we want to be using both of them and to do this quickly? Run through the channels.
It means trying to find the channel they're on.
Oh, yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Whoever is going to be taking that walkie, you go ahead and do science because science is fun.
I have a Pippin do science.
I do not.
I can.
I'll use the hero point. Yeah, go for it. You and me.
I'm gonna
Team
go ahead and use
science.
a I'm gonna go and use a
Team
heroism
science.
point on that too. Ooh, 6, 2, 3, 1.
Wonderful. I wish I was playing Yahtzee because it's all fours.
Nice.
But we only needed one. Only one of us needed to succeed, so
Mm-hmm.
hooray.
You'll see that Kaylin scrambles through the channels trying to communicate, trying to connect with anyone. Static is just kind of issued back. At this point, Ezra, you are going to be flipping through the channels. Eventually, as you're kind of calling out one of the channels, you're going to hear static. And in the next instance, you're going to hear a voice, kind of like a gruff voice calling back and saying, "Who's this?"
At that point, I will pass the walkie to Clint.
I snatch it. And who did we try to reach out to?
So we're reaching out to Rostrum, and this may have occurred to you, but they still don't know who brought down that ship. That might be a hell of an introduction.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're going reckless. I like it. I love this.
Have to. We have
All right.
to.
So we originally were trying to reach out to Harriet.
No, to
No,
Rostrum.
we're reaching out to Rostrum directly.
Okay, we're
Directly.
actually trying
Yeah.
Rostrum.
Yes.
I put my elbow down and I take the microphone, or take the
Walkie.
walkie-talkie and putting it to my face. I say, "We're the ones that took down the ship. We're also the ones holding an entire backpack full of C4 that I am absolutely sure you may be interested in. Why don't we meet out front of your base? You bring 2 of yours, I'll bring 2 of mine. You have something we want, I have something you want. Let's talk." And then I turn, at that point, I let go of it and I ignore it.
Do me a favor, talk it out. Then you get a 1D on this roll.
Okay, so that's 5d6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I will spend a heroism point to bring it up to 6d6. You better fucking roll real good right now. I need you to roll really fucking good. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6.
Static on the radio kind of gets interrupted. You're going to hear the voice. "All right. Meet us at the front. We'll be out there." You'll see that the voice kind of goes quiet for a moment, doesn't go into static, just like the person purposely is not saying anything, and says, "Just letting you know, if you try anything funny, you'll be riddled with bullets."
If you try anything funny with me, imagine what an entire backpack of C4 can do to those tanks up on the hill. See you soon. I turn the radio off at that point.
Kayla was like fucking beaming. I'm not even gonna lie. She's like, yes.
And
We're glad to know whether or not they have the kids.
yeah, I didn't want to be honest with you, Arthur, as I turn to you and very matter-of-factly, to be honest with you, Arthur, I didn't want to lay the kids out in the beginning because I didn't want them to know what we want. I want them to be curious, and I don't want them to be able to hold those kids hostage over us. Because then what they do is they put a gun to those kids' heads and they say, "No, we'll just take what you got."
Yeah.
and then that's it.
Yeah. Thank you for the lesson. I was just speaking towards the general vibe of the situation, but I appreciate
Sorry.
you explaining. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm feeling kind of spicy right now, and then I just kind of, I don't walk away. I strut, and I just put out a little, woo.
There's going to be no living with him now.
All right. Um, who wants to be my other two people here?
I
Well,
should
there.
probably not go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Also,
mean, if things go, right.
Listen, I'll be completely honest with you. If things go real bad, there's probably not a lot we're going to be able to do. A lot of
How
this
about
is going to ride on. Go ahead.
I got one bullet left, unless we have more.
yeah, you should take up a position.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
take
Mhm.
two,
Yeah.
and I will take up a position.
And you are hurt visibly. So I don't think Caitlin would try to like clean you up or whatever, but if there's a roundabout way to hint, like maybe don't look as wounded as you are before we go
Oh,
there.
somebody wipe me down then.
Okay, if you're offering, she will do it, absolutely
Yeah.
will, but doesn't like she's not the kind of person who's like, like that's not her vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Quick,
yeah,
someone get a hose me down.
I like the fact that there's only a line of one to that offer, which was Caitlin. That is it. No one else jumped in. No one else chimed in. It was just
What the
Caitlin.
fuck is wrong with this group? I thought we were close.
right? So much for friendship.
Uh,
Yeah,
so
I
I am going
I
to
think
ask real
I'll
quick.
go too.
I do apologize. Real quick, I am going to need two rolls, and this is from River and Ezra. Harmonize with alien stuff.
All right.
Williams. Yeah. But yeah, Arthur, Clint, if you're okay with Caitlin being the third, she will do so.
2 5s and a 6.
22536.
There we go.
As Caitlin is talking with Clint, Arthur kind of adding his 2 cents here and there at the plan that Clint is conjuring up. Both of you are going to hear that drumming sound once more. That very loud sound that you had heard as you guys were driving away from Mercana. The same one in which Ezra heard Sebastian's voice. This time it's kind of removed of that. But that drumming sound starts up. At first, it sounded very distant, but then it almost seems to be creeping closer and closer. Which again, at this point, you don't know what that means, but it does not bode well for any individual standing too long within the city, as it seems the throne is getting themselves involved. And Ezra, since you're far more connected, the emotions, the feeling that you get from it, again, you at this point you feel almost like a shiver for the simple fact that the individual, someone of great importance, is headed this way.
Hey.
Um. Oh, this is bad.
I'll look at Ezra.
This is really,
Did
really.
you hear that?
Caitlin, Arthur, Nate, we've got a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Nate?
I'm so
what-
sorry.
It's gang. It's what my friends called me in high school. It's no big deal.
Clint, sorry. Oh my god, I cannot believe I just did that. I'm like a mess tonight.
You could call me,
Every night,
and
really.
I think because Ezra did that, I believe Clint is going to use a cheap trick and a cheesy one-liner and go, Ezra, you can call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner.
Incredible.
Please continue. What were you
Yeah.
saying?
Um, how can I talk about serious things and make me laugh? Um, the throne is coming, and there is someone important on it, which feels different than it's ever felt before. And that, I think, means we are at endgame, everyone.
Well, then I'll be
None.
honest with you. We better hurry up.
Was it like that general guy that you told us about? That name?
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. If not him, someone very similar too.
I mean, heck, let's use that to our advantage. They're running out of time. Give us the kids and go.
Oh,
And we'll
yeah,
go.
I like that. All right. All right. Now we've got information and we've got ammunition. We suddenly are holding a lot more cards. Don't look so glum, everyone. This is what we came here to do.
Yeah.
Move fast then.
All right. Let's go get that story. And I'm going to make my way up to the rostrum base.
So you
So,
guys are going to be cutting through the town, kind of moving along the debris and the carnage that has been left here. You begin to trace a path towards Old Town. At that point, you're going to see like a barrier, almost like a impromptu wall, kind of situated in order to give some sort of cover to the rostrum forces. At this point, you're going to see that the cars have been cleared out from the front of that gate, allowing them to be able to take shots if necessary to anyone that is fast approaching. You begin to realize that again, anyone caught out here is definitely going to be within a sniper's advantage. But no shots are taken as you guys begin to approach.
Do we want to
fantastic.
establish before we start the scene what River, Ezra, and Bug are doing to give us some sort of cover, support, ready in the
Uh,
pickup, anything like that?
if you build like a building or two over with binoculars watching, perhaps, maybe?
We
If that
can't
works for
do
everyone?
much too far.
Yeah, I can be up on a somewhere high.
Yeah, we did discuss having some sort of counter cover from you guys.
Yeah.
Bug, do you have the detonator?
I do.
Then I think you need to hang on to it.
And I'll hold on to the bag.
Yep.
So,
And
who's coming with me? It's
Wait,
So, well,
what's up,
let's. We
Bug?
should
What?
probably.
Hold on.
we
Bug,
need
what's up?
we need a safe word.
not that. Don't do
Bless you.
sorry,
Got you.
it's the
That'll be
it's
great.
the
Yeah.
dust. It's the
Got
dust.
Got it.
tight, yeah.
Okay, I can
Yeah.
do that.
These allergies are gonna kill us.
The safe word will be aluminum.
Okay.
I love it.
So wait, but before you go, Bug, I want you to tell me what happens when I say that safe word.
Uh, you're gonna chuck it, right? You don't have a lot of time. Yeah, this is a good idea. There's not a lot of time. You chuck it immediately, okay?
All right.
All right.
So, who's coming again? Who's coming with me? Arthur and Caitlin. All right.
Caitlin with one walkie, Bug with the other,
Yep, I've
and then
got the
Ezra and I
walkie.
with binoculars.
I'm keeping the channel open.
Great.
Mhm.
And right before we go, I think Caitlin will give Bug a big hug. You know I love you, right?
Yeah, I love you too. Don't die.
Same. I'm getting you to St. Francis, I promise. That's the one promise I'm not willing to give up just yet.
We'll do it to each other.
And
All right.
I will walk up to Ezra and hand over the cloak to you. Make
Cool.
good use of it, all right?
Yep.
Bye, Ezra. And then I'm going to turn and make my way.
Hey, Clint,
Yeah.
before it's too late, you should tell someone something. And he puts the cloak on and goes into a building.
Right. Tell River she owes me $20. Got it.
Not that,
Okay.
dumbass.
And Kaylin is actually going over to River. We saw you take down that ship. We weren't that hidden. That was amazing.
Thanks. It's just one thing of many I hope to help with.
And she takes your hand. I'm glad you're on our side.
Couldn't imagine being anywhere else.
Hear yourself.
You too. We're getting out of this.
Yeah.
And as the three of us line up to get ready to go, I'll look over to Arthur. Ready to do something stupid?
I let you in that car that day, didn't I?
And then I turn over to Caitlin. I'm sorry for everything. I don't think I'll ever find an appropriate time to actually have this conversation. So why not now?
I still got hope. You
Hold
said
on to-
formal.
Yeah.
I'm expecting formal as hell. McCarthy.
You hold on to that. Hold on to that for me. And I kick open the door of wherever we've been hiding, and I put my meanest.
And there is no door.
Shut up!
Just kick.
Shut up! This is my
Kicking the
part
basement
of
stairs.
This is
The
my part
concussion is telling him that there's a door.
This is my part of the narration, and you can't interrupt it. Now, as I said, I kick the door open, but it's not on the hinges, so it kind of does a weird thing and bounces back in my face. And then I kick it open again, but this time it actually opens, and it was tough. And then I start walking, put my meanest Clint McCarthy face on that I've ever had. And
It's
I
almost
strut
like
up
you're
to the
innate.
front. And I strut up to the front, pull the pistol, and I hold it at my hips. Down, facing down, not in a threatening way, but knowing that no one's going to get the jump on me. And I'm going to just I'm going to swing left and right, looking at every one of them here, sizing them all up like a butcher sizes up a cut of meat. And I'm going to look right in the middle, and I'm going to say, so which one of you is Rostrum?
Oh wait, sorry. You actually showed up to this group of people, or that's the concussion talking? Because there's a gate, like a literal gate there.
He said it at the gate.
I said
Yeah,
it
you
at the gate.
you said it at the
Right, I
gate
said it at
as
the
as
gate.
all these people were there, and you kick open the gate.
No.
Gotcha.
I assumed, so narratively, I assumed we were having this conversation in a building, not in just like the middle of the street, like 20
We were in a
paces away
basement.
from.
Yes.
were in a
We
basement.
were. Yeah, we were in a
Gotcha,
basement.
gotcha.
Yeah,
So
I'm
then
not-
you make it. Gotcha.
Because
So
I
you
have
make it to
to,
the
I
gate.
have to, I have to, I am a GM. I know that I will use anything that they say against me like I'm a cop. So I wanted to make sure that we were behind a door when we had this conversation and not in front of Rostrum. So with that said, I make my way this one, and I'll apologize to everybody, but this one's for the edit. Okay. I step out into the midday sunlight of the town. Arthur on my left, Caitlin to my right. And I strut up to the gate, sizing everyone up like a butcher sizes up a cut of meat. And I look at the first person I see, and I say, so which one of you is Rostrum?
I'm still trying to get over that door scene. Sorry, 1 second. Let me work on that.
Jesus Christ. Lock in, Atlas. I'm trying to be super duper serious here.
I'm gonna give you an additional D6 for whatever you want.
Oh.
Get a heroism point.
That was cool though.
I will take a heroism point.
You're going to see that the gate again looms over you. At this point, as you begin to approach, you're definitely going to see the insignia of Rostrum kind of painted over on the gate, alerting that this is kind of controlled by them. You're going to hear the sound of metal coming apart as the gate is unlocked. And at this point, the gate is kind of moved open, kind of rolling over towards one side, giving you a chance to look inside. You're going to see here that cars are lined up on the sides, kind of set up in ways to provide cover should anyone need them. But you're going to notice that a Jeep begins to kind of drive up towards you. As it does so, you're going to see this flag kind of brandished at the back of the Jeep. It almost looks like an American flag, but you're going to notice that the stars and stripes are kind of covering the entirety of the flag. And right in the center looks like what appears like a map of New Orleans. But instead of, like the map silhouetted, you're going to see an R kind of denoting that that is Rostrum. And you're going to see an individual kind of standing up as the driver is moving the jeep forward. The individual standing up has military regalia on him. You're going to see that he has a little beret. He has like this peppered beard, and at this point, the jeep goes and parks right in front of you. And the individual has a cigar in mouth. At this point, they kind of look down at you, and they say, "If you're looking for Rostrum, you found him. Now, what is it that you said?" You took the shot?
One of my people.
Well, then, let me ask another question. And he kind of pulls out the cigar at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks at you for a hard moment, kind of looking towards you, looking towards Arthur, looking towards Caitlin. Are any of you entangled with them alien influences?
I'm going to reach into my backpack and pull out the 5 dog tags that I've been holding on to. The ones that if we had ever got in front of that alien, I was going to give it to him. And I say to them, these are the dog tags of the 5 Marines that I was embedded with during the war. The ones that died fighting one of those goddamn thermoses out in Pittsburgh. Ain't no way I have anything to do with those freaks. And I'm going to just drop them on the ground.
You're going to see that the...
By the way, you got a light? And
You
I'm gonna
see
pull
that
out
the...
lucky cigarette and put it in my mouth.
You see that the man goes ahead. He steps down from the vehicle, has like this pompous air about him, and he approaches. He goes ahead, kind of pulls in from one of his pockets a lighter, comes out and says, "That's good to hear, son. Want to make sure that we don't get any of those bloodied, heart aching individuals that feel that these aliens deserve to be here. The only good alien is a dead one." At this point, you'll see that he lights up your cigarette. "And it's just the 3 of you?" he asks.
No. Oh, absolutely not. I wouldn't be a fool to come in here naked. I got people. They're out there. So why don't we have a civil conversation and we won't have to do anything reckless or ridiculous, right? We're 2 people both trying to do the same thing, both trying to help people. You're trying to help these people, right? By getting rid of the aliens?
You see, he looks at you for a moment. And at first, the kind of stare that he gave you was one where you could almost feel a certain amount of hesitation, but again, curiosity. As Clint continues talking, you see that he just seems almost suspicious. Something's up. And at this point, he kind of looks at Clint and he goes, "Well, You were barking you had something. What is it that you want?
Uh, what do I want? Well, if you'll allow me, if you'll indulge me, let me spin you a quick little tale. You see, one of my people, their daughter, was in that school bus in the middle of the town there. Just trying to find her and get her home somewhere safe, somewhere far away from this fight. That's something you could respect and understand. A man of your stature, a man of your command.
You see that for a moment, he kind of looks at you. These fuzzy brows kind of lean in forward. You'll see that he shoves the cigar back into his mouth once more, taking a deep breath. And he says, "So what? You looking for a kid?"
Few kids, but one in particular.
Now, let's say I go ahead and get you to this kid. What do we get out of it?
Oh, so much. First thing I'm going to give you is this, and I'm going to toss the backpack full of the explosives at his feet. I assume that we're a good 5 to 6 to 10 paces away from each other.
He lit
So
your
I'm
cigarette,
gonna,
bro.
what's that? Oh
He
yeah.
lit your cigarette.
All right, cool. I'm gonna take like 3 paces back from this grown man. Not out of just respecting an individual's personal bubble, and I will drop the bag at his feet. That there is a backpack full of grade A, 100% USDA, United States government grown C4 explosives. Something I reckon you could do a whole lot of good with, a whole lot of killing aliens with. Now, that there can be yours for Charlotte. But that's just the appetizer. The main course is still available if you'd like to order it.
You see, he goes ahead, doesn't move where you set down the C4.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that he kind of looks over towards one of his guys, kind of we'll say it's the driver. Driver gets off, kind of walks over towards the bag, pops it open, looking over, and he looks up towards this individual and he goes, "General McGowan, it's true. It's nothing but C4 in here." You see that McGowan goes ahead and says, "All right, where's the detonator?"
Hmm. Isn't that something? Where is that detonator? Oh, I know. I know exactly where I left it. And I'll tell you as soon as I get to walk out of here. That's dessert. You still haven't had your dinner yet.
Go ahead and do it. Talk it out.
And
Okay.
I just want to say, like, I'm not involved in this, but I'm next to the bag. If I have to
Yeah.
tussle for it, I will.
All right. I'm glad that you're there and you're available. I'm going to use a heroism point for this very. Also, oh, shit. Oh,
I
shit.
gave you a
Okay.
heroism point.
Yeah, yeah. All right, here we go. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5d6 for the talk it out, 6d6 for the heroism point, 7d6 for, I guess you're giving me one,
Yeah.
and then I get a 1d on any friendly social interaction with people who have never heard of me and are meeting me for the first time. I don't even think I got that many. We're good.
Sure
So
do.
that's fireball damage we're talking about right here. We're doing 8d6.
Heck yeah.
If there ain't
Jesus.
2.
Okay. Everyone, just be cool. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to think happy thoughts. I'm feeling so tough and badass right now.
No.
I didn't get anything higher than a 5.
That's not bad. And I've still got enough in my back
I
pocket.
can't believe
So
I
let's
rolled
see.
8d6 and didn't get 1 5.
Yeah.
Astronomically bad numbers. That's fine. I'm ready to die. Let's go. Come on.
Wait, you didn't roll the extra Arthur die because you feel more talkative. What are you talking about?
You're going to see that
You roll
General
the Caitlin
McGowan.
die.
You're going to see that General McGowan goes ahead, takes a long drag of his cigar, and lets the smoke kind of come out. And at this point, he says, I'm a man that likes my dessert before anything else.
Mm.
You want this so called Charlotte? You bring me the detonator. Then we'll talk.
Hmm. Well, you seem like a man that could be a little bit trustworthy. I trust you. But I'm going to need to see Charlotte first.
You'll see that McGowan goes ahead. You'll see he smiles at you, Clint, and then he turns and begins to walk back towards the Jeep. The driver leaves the backpack behind with the C4, kind of following McGowan's repositioning.
Okay.
And
I'm
at this
picking it
point,
up.
jump back onto the Jeepy, and you'll see that the Jeep goes ahead, begins to reverse. McGowan this entire time is just kind of like standing up again with this posture about him, just looking at you, just blowing out smoke from his cigar. In the next instance, you're going to see that the gate begins to close and it all goes kind of quiet, a little too quiet out there. And it is in the distance, you're going to hear gunfire. But as you guys are standing there just for momentarily, it's again just this long wait, kind of just hoping that something happens. Eventually, towards the top of the gate, you're going to see a soldier come out, and you're going to see several kids lined up. And you're going to see that the soldiers go ahead, kind of demonstrate the kids to you. And at this point, fifth one from the right is a blonde kid with blue eyes. And the moment that they lock eyes with Arthur, kind of shout out, Arthur! And at this point, you recognize Charlie immediately.
I throw
They
a
don't.
little. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say
I
that
was-
they're not gonna parade the kid long enough for everybody to have like a moment, so they'll just couldn't
Yeah.
like just move him off.
I'm going to just throw Charlotte a wink and a smile. Hey, kid, don't you worry. We're getting out of here today.
You'll see that she struggles, and another soldier has to come in and like grab her as she's like trying to lift herself over the side of the gate to try to kind of like jump off. The entire time, just screaming, Arthur, Arthur, I'm sorry. And at this point, the soldier just grabs her and kind of like begins to walk down the rampart with her, getting off of the gate. But as you guys are watching all of this, I am going to need from everybody I'm going to say it's going to be oh, what am I going to use? Sneak around. This is for everybody. This is even for the three individuals at the front of the gate. It has nothing to do with the gate itself.
Sneak
Having
around.
that cloak, do I get bonuses?
Sure.
How many was it again? Just one?
The cloak
Three.
I can gives you 1d6.
1d6. Oh my god.
Great. So I'm going to whip out my fucking sweet 1d6.
And
Yeah,
it's
I'm
going to land
familiar with the boy.
6.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely going to land on a 6. No look.
Was it a 6? It was a 6.
Well, 6, yep.
Fucking- It's a 6.
You needed that
crazy.
for the previous
I also
roll.
have it 1-6.
I also have a
One.
6.
1, 6.
Let's go.
Very nice.
6.
All right. So far, no one has failed.
4. So I didn't
4.
fail technically.
Bug, where you at? You're just smiling,
6.
and I'm kind. Oh,
I
okay.
got a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody got a 6, but this one.
So at this point, as you're standing there, you're seeing again, Charlotte is being taken away. At this point, you're kind of concentrating on Rostrum. You'll have everybody ready to take action should anything happen. At this point, Ezra and River, both of you hear that sound once more, and it gets increasingly louder, almost to the point where, Ezra, you're already used to this, where you feel like you had been before when we first started this entire adventure, that your head begins to break and snap, and it's just like hurting you. River, the same thing. You begin to feel overwhelmed. This is the first time you ever feel the sensation. And right above all of you guys, you're going to hear the sound as like a loud engine. And as you look straight up, you're going to see this massive ship belonging to the Arnian throne forces just disengage its cloaking device. And in the next instance, a blast begins to pepper the side of the mount or the side of the town where the tanks are located at. And in due immediate order, you're going to see all of these tanks begin to explode in fiery balls of flame, and immediately an emergency is going to be called out by Rostrum. But we will figure this all next session, as you guys are going to be arcing out for the last.
God, I was so close. I was
What?
so close.
God, and now
Missed it
all the
by that
kids,
much.
and now all the kids are outside while this is happening.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Let's go next week. Last session. I can't believe it.
It's the
Wild.
finale.
Crazy.
Okay,
Wow.
Here we go.
so viewers, next week, same bat time, same bat channel. We will be here to conclude the last caravan. I know I'm excited. I think I speak for everyone here that we've been really enjoying this story we're telling, and I just hope it gets at least a half a happy ending.
Oh,
But we'll see.
please.
But we'll see what we do. We'll see what we do. Any final words from anyone before we call it a night? Okay, we'll see.
I mean,
Charlotte.
Facts.
If any listeners out there wants to donate to the Let's Help Out Nady Danger be able to roll a 6 foundation, we definitely appreciate any 1d6s that are just covered in sixes. Just covered in sixes.
We would really appreciate it, actually.
We will
Really
be
is,
providing
yeah.
down below. You'll be seeing the PO box where you can mail it if you want to help out, or if any donations, we'll have a link provided.
Just rolled three sixes, by the way. So, whatever.
It worked.
So it's working already.
See?
It's
Thank
already
you for your
working.
support.
Nady, hold on to those 3d6s. That is going to be your next roll. Just save it, okay? That'll be
There
your
we
next roll.
go. There we go. Thank that.
Okay, and with that, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. This will be uploaded to YouTube for posterity, for obsessive watching, whatever you want to do. Until then, have a wonderful time and have a great night. Bye-bye.
Later.
Good night.